Welcome to Northview football. Tonight, big game. You got the Northview Cougars and the Dothan High Tigers. Meeting for the 24th time here at Rip Hughes Stadium. Dothan's headed for a playoff bound, heavily favored this night. Big city rivalry with the winless Cougars coming in this game with 0-8. But this game, it's hard to say who's a favorite. Coach Addison says he's quick to say that there is no favorite for this game. You got Jim Boone, you got Coach Harry Wayne Parrish with you tonight. Harry Wayne Parrish has coached in this game 13 times, coaching at Northview, and he was here at the very beginning of the big rivalry here. Harry Wayne, big night. Northview comes in here 12 wins. Dothan's come out with 11 wins, so big game tonight. You tell us how it was when you first came in this game, big rivalry with these two high schools. How was it that first time we came to see these two teams go together on this field?
Well, it was a great thing, Jim. It was we were on the visitor side, and all our fans got mad because they put us on the visitor side the first year. So that was kind of funny and ironic about things. We had some problems with the tickets and different things because we had a lot of fusses about who ought to get what and who ought to do this. But as far as the actual game, it was a great football game. We had a guy named Marcus Henry catch a winning touchdown pass from Mike Durden with a little over a minute left in the ball game for Northview to win the first one, and probably the most exciting moment of my life to be a part of that. And the stands were packed. You know, excitement was very, very high, and it was just a very emotional experience.
I see here the score was 10-7 in favor of Northview.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. I told you, Marcus Henry called the touchdown pass. I can tell you what I called. You don't know the play, so it was great. I mean,
close game.
I had that picture on my desk for the whole 13 years I was at Northview. I had the catch of Marcus Henry making that catch, so you knew what the rivalry meant.
And it's been a tradition here. Like I said, this is the 24th time these two teams have met. Pretty good crowd here. It's usually a sellout. These fans will be arriving late here tonight, basically because of traffic. You look out here, the traffic's pretty traffic jam going on right here around the stadium. So big game, big night for both teams, and like we said, Dothan High will be going to the playoffs, and they've got some playmakers. We want to talk a little bit about that. Larry Brackens is very well known for this team, 6'5" speedster. He's caught 25 receptions for 623 yards with 5 TDs. He's also, they moved him out to running back sometimes, and he's carried 19 times for 116 yards with 4 touchdowns. So Larry Brackens is going to be a big asset and something Northview is really going to have to watch tonight.
Yeah, I saw him in today's Dothan Eagle. He was kind of spotlighted there. I saw him against Cairo play. He's an outstanding receiver, no question about that. So we're excited about it. I think that they got the balloons out and all that. It's just an exciting time. It's
right. Both teams coming out here on the field, and we're about ready to get this game underway. Again, a little bit about Brackens. He also is a heck of a defensive player, 48 total tackles for the year. So if they keep Brackens out of here, Northview might have a chance. Northview comes in this game, like we said, they've been crippled up most of the season. They lost their quarterback and they lost their linebacker at the beginning of the season.
Right.
So, but this Northview team comes in here with a very positive attitude, got nothing to lose tonight, and I'm sure we're going to see a wide open ball game out of these Northview Cougars tonight.
Well, I hate to turn the tables on anybody, but I can remember when Dothan High wasn't very good and had a record-wise and would come in here and whip us. And we were at Northview would be 7-2. That's what I told you. We'd have a great season going, and Dothan High would embarrass us. And I always hated that, and I didn't know what to do about it. And I would be mad at Dothan High because why didn't they play like that all year? You know, so. So you can't tell about this rivalry. They get on the phone and talk to each other and do things to each other and say things to each other, see each other and play. Some of them grew up playing baseball and stuff like that against each other, so it's a pretty big thing. I see Northview's going to receive the ball, open the kickoff.
Yeah, back deep for Northview is, of course, Darkway Bryant. We're going to hear a lot about him tonight. Number 24, Jerome Brewer, and also number 3, Derek Walker. So Bryant, of course, is the boy for Northview, and they really want to get the ball in his hands. He's standing down at about the 6 or 7 yard line. So we're underway here at Rip Hughes Stadium. Low kick going to number 43. He's going to bring it up to the 30. He's going to be brought down there about the 37-yard line.
They had a wedge there going. They had everybody just what we call a wedge. All the linemen came together, and he got in a short kick, and he got the ball and came back in. And as we see on the replay there, that was a great start for Northview. They got out to the good field position, starting off really good. Oh, they're going to the wide open, kind of a polecat, what I call offense.
They're going to send it to Bryant, and Bryant's going to keep the ball on the left-hand side. He's got a first down. He's at midfield. And Harry Wayne, he picks up about 25 on the first play of the ball game.
Dothan High got a replay here, that's part of a replay. Dothan High didn't adjust very well. It's what I call the old polecat offense. I always practice it because it was kind of fun. Here they go again. And if you don't know anything about how to adjust, then it causes problems. What they do is put all the linemen on one side, except for the center, and a couple of receivers, and here we go.
The ball's going to be resting at the 38. Again, the same type formation, and Bryant's going to keep it this time. And he's running down, and he's going to be real close to another first down.
That's causing Dothan High some problems because you actually put a center and two receivers on one side. Here it goes, and they're backing up and don't have anybody really to contain the quarterback. And that's what the problem is. And I don't know whether Dothan High is going to adjust. I think somebody's calling a timeout. I don't know where Dothan High is. I presume they are.
They're going to spot the ball at about the 26-yard line, and it's going to be another first down for the Cougars. So the Cougars have 2 snaps and 2 first downs.
2 outstanding plays by the quarterback. I mean, just really did a great job. But like I said, they're not containing anything. They're putting all the linemen on one side, 2 receivers and the center on the other, and you've got to contain the quarterback, or he'll run with you all day long. And I'm sure they'll adjust or try to adjust to this. And that's what makes this game so much fun. Coach Lattis came out with a great opening plan.
I talked to Coach Lattis this week, and he said, Jim, I got nothing to lose, but you're going to see a lot of trick plays tonight. So he's a man of his word. The first 2 plays, that's what we saw. So, you know, I like it. I like that style of play.
I like it. It's a lot of fun to watch. I like wide open stuff anyway, so anything that's beyond the norm, I like it. Of course, I think if you do wide open stuff, you have to practice it.
Here we go with the replay here, Harry Wayne. You talk a little bit about Bryant there. This is the second play.
Got great speed. He turns it up. Here they're going back to the base stuff. And,
all right, here we go with, again, Bryant quarterbacking, gives number 32. He's going to pick up a couple plays. That's Hutchinson.
Hutchinson had just a quick trap up the middle. They got back in their regular wing offense, their tight foot-to-foot offense, and ran a quick trap up the middle to the right side. Didn't get a whole lot, got about a yard, but fullback ran hard the first play. But let's see what they come out with next, if they mix it up or they stay with this for a while.
Coach Bryant has been quarterbacking McCoy. I see tonight, though, he's going to go with Bryant, it looks like, as a quarterback. So another change there that maybe Dothan High wasn't expecting. Again, Bryant's going to pitch back to Raymond Bryant, and Raymond Bryant's going to be thrown for a loss.
That was just a simple sweep to the split inside. They as I see, that should attempt to split inside. Somebody missed a block there on number 4 for Dothan High. Jonathan Mathis, he came up and made a great play, and outstanding defensive play. Here they go back to the polecat, I call it, and spreading them out, except they're going to the left this time with all the linemen.
This way we got 2 quarterbacks. We got McCoy on this side, but the ball's over where Bryant is. And he's looking deep for somebody to throw it to. He's got a man wide open. Oh, it gets knocked away at the very end.
Well, they did. They send the receiver from that side and went straight up the field. Here we go with it. Straight up the field, had him beat. Ball was just a dab short. Jonathan Mathis made a great play. No question about that.
A great play by Jonathan Mathis. If he wouldn't have had to wait the ball, I think it'd be at least 6 points on the board.
It was really a good throw. It wasn't a bad throw. Just had to be a perfect throw because of Jonathan.
That's going to bring up 4th down for the Cougars, about a 4th and 12. So a 4th and 12, and they're on the Dothan High 28-yard line. What are we going to do here, Coach?
See what they're going to do. They get in a regular wing set. Now they're going to be a field goal. They line up for a field goal, and 79 got kind of messed up and messed me up when he came in there. But they line up for a field goal. And this guy's capable of it. There's no question about that. Brian is an outstanding kicker.
So it's going to be about a 40.
Yeah. He kicked a 28, 35, 45 yards.
45-yard field goal, and it's going to be good for the Cougars.
Yeah, it's a great
Here we
kick.
go right here on the replay.
Line drive, but I tell you what, it doesn't matter. It goes through. He got a good foot in it, kicked it a little low, and Dothan High didn't block it, and he got it off. It was a great kick. This guy can kick the ball. I watched him practice the other day, and Brian was out there practicing. He looked like he was practicing as hard as anybody, trying to get better, and it paid off tonight. I see his effort really did.
So real close to being a 7-0 ball game, but just a real good play down there by Jonathan Mathis by Dothan High. We've got a 3-0 ball game here real early in the ball game. 10:09 left here in this first period. So, you know, who would have thought that here we are with 2 plays and Northview's right down here in Dothan High's backyard.
Well, it's great job of coaching, of coming out and and showing something that Dothan High wasn't prepared for, and it kind of shook them up. And then we got a kicker that kicked the ball, and you keep that momentum going, and that's what Northview's going to have to do. They've got to keep some momentum going and keep it close for 3 quarters, and then let the 4th quarter try to win it. And that's how to win a ball game like this.
Braggins is down deep, but they're going to onside kick it to number 44. Whistles are blowing on the play.
Northview's definitely got the momentum. I think somebody was offsides, or either they kicked before the whistle, one or the other.
Well, they blew the whistles as a dead ball. There is no flag, so I think he kicked before the whistle was actually blown to ready to play.
I think he got kind of excited, and got things going and kicked it before he was supposed to. Usually the referee in the end zone, will throw his hand and show you when to kick, and he evidently didn't hear it. The referee goes to the end zone. You can't see him on the tape, but he stands on the way in the back. That's the one with the white hat. He's the head man. So he always motions, and then they kick it. And I think they didn't give him a chance to do it. He just wanted to kick it.
So Jackson's going to be kicking again. They're going to back them up 5 yards. They did call offsides on the play. That wasn't flagged down. So we'll see here. Brackens is deep, and I'm sure they don't want to get Larry Brackens' hands.
I suppose you call that delay of the game, I presume. Yeah. So here we go. We got another kick.
And they are going to try another onside kick. Very good kick. The ball is fumbled around, and Northview has got the ball on Dothan High's 40-yard line.
That was 2 outstanding onside kicks. There's no question about that. Look at this replay, and the guy hit the ball, attack it, and Northview is hustling. Who got the ball there?
Jerome Brewer came up with the ball for Northview.
Jerome did a lot of hustle there. I'll tell you what, it took a lot of effort to get that ball.
So everything's going for Northview Cougars so far in this ball game.
Absolutely. They got them shook. There's no question about it. They're back in what I call the polecat. Now they're bringing them back over. So I don't know where they're going to come out with.
Coach Lauda is changing the signals as they go to the line, it looks like, on the sideline.
They're in the best basic wing set, tight set.
Again, you got McCoy quarterbacking now, and he's going to go back to throw. He's looking deep. He's got a man wide open. 15 came up for Dothan High to make
back one. Bryant was open in the corner, and he didn't quite see him, but he threw a good ball. He just threw it a little bit short again, and just kind of got a little excited. He needs to settle down, and they need to settle down a little bit and keep the momentum, but settle down with the play. Don't get so excited about it. I think that's what the quarterback did. He got a little fired up and trying to make something happen, and he needs to calm down and let the game take care of itself and keep the fire they've got up.
So it's going to bring up a second down for the Cougars, 2nd and 10. Clock's moving, 9:52 left here in this first period.
Look at the regular tight set.
Going to give it to Bryant.
He runs a trap to the right side again and picks up about 3 or 4 yards, and about 3 yards. And another just a simple trap play, but they're getting that 2 tight end double wing set. Here they go back to the polecat, I'm gonna call it. That's what I call it, but I don't know what he calls it.
Sounds like a good name to me, Coach.
Yeah, it's exciting to see that. I love it now. Gets out and line back up again and see what they're gonna do with it.
Again, Bryant's going to have it. He's looking for someone to throw it to, and he's going to keep it and run, and he's going to pick up about 6 or 7 on the play.
And Dothan High looks like they're trying to contain with a couple of linebackers. We got somebody hurt down there on the field. There's Kevin Branch Kelvin Branch,
Yeah.
defensive lineman. It looks like to me that Dothan High is trying to contain with their linemen and not with their regular defensive ends, and see what he does when he gets hurt, if we can kind of tell. I can't really tell what happened to him. I missed it.
He looked like he tripped over his own man there and maybe twisted an ankle.
Sure did. I hope he's okay. I can't really tell from here what's really he's getting up, so maybe it's just an ankle.
But Coach, when they're in that offense set like that, there's really no blocking for where the ball is on this side, but yet you don't see them doing a whole lot of pass rush.
No, they're containing, I think, with like I said, with a linebacker or a defensive lineman, and Kelvin's outrunning him. He's just quicker than that. The quicker people are not containing him, and let's see who Dothan High has got to contain. Now they've got they're covering with their two defensive backs, and look like they got two linebackers trying to contain, and Kelvin's just quicker than they are.
Okay, we got a flag down. They're going to wave the flag. Okay, so
I think he thought Northview lined up wrong, or Dothan High did, but he didn't. They're back in the poke at the left side now, and as long as they can't contain Kelvin, he needs to just get it and play around with them, because make them have to stop him.
And the ball's in the middle of the field. They
can't stop him now.
And look how quick he is running down that sideline. We're going to pick up the first down.
See, the two people that are trying to contain for Dothan High are just not as quick as he is, and that's the first key to the polecat to stop it. You've got to see he's outrunning them. He's getting on the corner, and because they don't have the cornerbacks, are covering the two receivers. So it's a tough thing the way Dothan High is defending right now. They've got a little bit more speed. I don't know if Bryant can stay fresh enough to. Now there's no contain again.
Ball's on the
right
25
side
again. Bryant's just going to tuck it under and keep it this time. He's got another first down. They're going to knock him down at about the 8-yard line, Coach.
All that was they lined up and outflanked them to the left, and Dothan High's contained man went to the inside. They blocked down, ran a quarterback sweep. That's all that is a quarterback sweep with a lead blocker with that little wing back. Dothan High's got to contain this, or they're going to keep doing it all night long.
And Bracken's in on that tackle, and Brackens was the last one that had to tackle him. Otherwise, it would have been another 6 points for Northview.
They're kind of doing the same thing here, and they've got to contain him. He can run all day if they blitz then. They took one of the outside defensive backs, free safety, I believe, number 5, and Kenny McIntyre. They blitzed the defensive back, and that's a good smart thing, and just came in there before we get started.
Yeah, they've been rushing just one, number 25, but like you say, they put the blitz on that time. So.
And that's the way to do it.
We also got a flag down on that side, the Dothan side. So we missed that, but he tried to throw the ball down over there. So they're going to be lost it down on that one, and that's going to back them up.
Right, he needs to. Well, they've got Dothan High really running now. If they can just. I don't think because of what they did just then, they need to abandon it. They need to keep doing it. Because really all that was a corner blitz. And they can adjust to that. He needs to take off quicker, see where he's coming from, and take off quicker, and just keep doing what they're doing. And, I don't think Dothan High's really adjusted great with it so far. So we'll see.
Well, I think that's what Coach Ladd definitely want to do is keep him off balance as much as he can.
Yeah, he's done a great job of it right now.
The Tigers hadn't had the ball yet, so that's what he wants.
Yeah, you can't score if you ain't got the ball. Here they're going with it again, and
this is going to bring up a second. And
see, now the center is eligible. I don't know if you realize that or not, but the center is eligible. Both receivers, all three of them guys over there are eligible. And then Dothan High don't have to cover this guy on the end over here because he's got an 83 number. He does. That was a great pass. Mark Roberts went up for that ball, and see if we got a replay on it. Great throw. Oh, he jumped a little too soon.
And we thought he had it coming down.
Yeah, and he had it coming down. He just. I'm trying to coach a little bit, but he just jumped too soon for the ball. He didn't judge it very good, but he made an outstanding effort.
And Brian's throwing the ball just up, nice and high because he got Brackens back there. But I tell you,
well, that was a good call on Coach Latta because they blitzed the corner a minute ago and they sent him up the field, and here we go.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 20 for the Cougars. Again, that same polecat type set.
They in motion, Northview was, but here goes Brian trying to contain him. He takes off.
They're going to run him out of bounds at about, they're going to spot at about the 12-yard line.
Northview was in motion. The right wingback over there on the polecat side moved before the snap. And here he takes off, so just using his athletic ability and making a great play. Really, if he hadn't kind of got knocked off balance, he'd have scored there. They'll play that back again, though. It'll be third and whatever. Don't Dothan High make them do that again. I think they need to keep doing it. I think it's fun. They sure got Dothan High kind of shook right now.
They really do. Dothan hadn't adjusted really to this type of set they're running right now.
The key is to contain the quarterback. I mean, you know, that's the first thing we always worked on in defense and when I was coaching, and when people did that polecat, is contain that guy back there. And Dothan High is really not doing that.
And they did decline that penalty, Coach, so it's going to be 4th and 12, and we're going to have another field goal attempt here.
Well, if Brian's kicking like he did the first one, it'll be fine. He's lining up on the, the 19-yard line.
Yeah, ball
will be put on the 20. You know, the ball's on the 13, 12-yard
line, yeah.
Ball will be on the 20. That's a 30-yard field goal. Well, here we go.
Brian Jackson.
Yeah, Brian. Good snap. Up. He missed that one. He didn't get that one real good. I could tell by the thump. But he didn't hit that real good. But that's okay. I tell you what, that's I see what on replay what it is. It didn't quite have a good enough snap. The snap was a little off, and he had to snatch it back over. The holder did a really good job. He didn't like he missed it far.
Went to the right of the upright. So that's going to give us a score here in the first period. Northview 3 and the Dothan High Tigers 0.
Yeah. Heck of a first quarter so far. A lot of fun to watch.
This is Tigers with the ball. First time we've seen Dothan with the ball. Again, number 10, that quarterback's Nance. He's going to throw it over here to number 3. And he's going to pick up a first down.
That's Adrian Palmer. They just got in a twin set to the right and just had a quick pass out to the slot man, and that's all that is. Lead blocker there with number 14.
Jason Wright.
Jason Wright led the block, and Northview hustle over there who all made the play. We've got several around the ball. But it was a first down. So let's see what they do with this. Dothan High's got a spread set with a
good run by number 8, who is Elliott, Barry Elliott. He's going to pick up another first down for the Tigers.
All that is a twin set to one side and a split in the other. Just run a simple lead play, lead fullback, and he hopped around the containment there. Nobody contained for Northview, and he picks up 9 or 10 yards, first down.
That was Chris Shera for Northview making a tackle, number 86.
Yeah, made a good play to stop it.
So it's going to be a first down for the Tigers. He's going to give it again to Elliott.
Same play to the other side, just a simple lead, and lead the fullback up in there, what I call a power play or lead play. And this time Northview hustling and stopping about a 4-yard gain. I don't know who, I couldn't tell.
Antonio Hill in on the stop for the Northview Cougars. Number 77, 10th grader. We can talk about Northview. All we got out there is 10th and 11th graders. Majority of 10th graders.
Young guys. They're getting a taste of what it's like to play in a big ball game.
2nd and 7 for the Tigers.
They're getting the I formation, and he's checking off, it looks like, in the line of scrimmage, and found some weakness somewhere. And
give it again to Elliott. Very good tackle by number 43 out here on this side. That is Mark Roberts making the tackle, Coach.
That was a great play. Ran a sweep. I think he checked off to the sweep. Looked like Northview didn't have containment, but they did. Yeah, they did a good job of Thomas Taylor here, number 9, is really the one that turned the play in to make him have a hop around. A lot of hustle there by him. That's a great effort by Thomas Taylor. That's the kind of effort they're going to have. Third and about 3 or 4.
Big down here, Coach. Need to hold them on the ball resting in midfield.
Dothan gets in that spread to the left again, and that I formation.
Nance is going to throw this time. He's got number 4 out there, but he's looking for Brackens deep. Brackens took it down to about the 5-yard line.
That was a play action, what I call a play action bootleg. And here we got the replay on this thing to show you what kind of pattern he ran. Play action, as you'll see to start with right here, and Bracken ran what I call a flag pattern. He runs a flag pattern and he catches it right there for nearly a touchdown, and great effort. That was just a simple flag, and he hung it up, and that's a hard play to defend if you can do it right.
He had two guys he could have thrown it to. He had Jonathan Matthews wide open, but he was looking for Bracken to cross into that corner. Of course, that was who he hit.
He's checking again, it looks like. He might be running a sweep. No,
he's going to give it to Elliott again, and Elliott's going to pick up maybe one on the play, but we got a flag down.
Had a couple of people make the tackle there. I see number Dante Owen made the play on that thing. Let's see.
They're going to call motion on the Tigers, so it's going to
here's a replay on
back them up.
All that was a simple power play, and Chris Sherry came up and made a really good play. Good ankle tackle, but it's still called back anyway. First and goal from the 10. Usually that's the hardest place to score from. I always hated to be on the 10-yard line because it seemed like it was just so long to go. It always bothered me. But anyway, here we get in a spread formation again to the left, and see what he's going to do with it now.
He's going to look over here for number 14. Covered pretty well, and it's going to be a touchdown.
Ran a fade pass in the corner of the end zone, what we call a fade. It's just a one step, and the quarterback throws it over his right shoulder to the wide receiver. Wide receiver's a little taller than the corner, and that's a beautiful pass. His replay did a great job, throws it to the right side, and
Jason Wright, number 14, making the catch and being defended by Mark Roberts. Mark was all over him, just a great pass.
Just made a great catch and play and catch it. I think they're going to call it back. I don't know what they so they call that back. Got a motion penalty. What is it? I can't see.
Had an illegal receiver downfield, so got called back on it.
Well, it's a great play though. That's a great break for Northview, but they're getting a reprieve here on the first down.
First and 15 now.
Keep backing them up.
Elliott with the ball, great blocking on the right side, very good hold.
And a sweep to the right, and a couple of Northview guys, if we run a replay on it, they see. There you go, got a great job. Fullback was in motion. I can't tell which number that is. Did a great job of coming up containing, and there's a lot of hustle. They turned that sweep back in, and that's the kind of effort you want. That was number 9. Thomas Taylor, I think, turned that thing back in. He's really doing a great job of making the play, of giving everybody else a chance to make that tackle.
Also, Brandon Hutchins, linebacker, was in
made the tackle.
Too,
so that
great play.
Thomas Taylor's doing a great job.
Hanson's back looking again and looking. He's being rushed real hard. He's still running around back there, and he gets knocked down by number 77. That's Antonio Hill.
Did a great job of it. I think he was going to throw a quick post or a fade then. I think it was, and he saw him was covered. I can't tell. See if we can tell on the replay. See if he does a one-step drop here, and he's going to throw a quick something. One of them running a post, they're running a crossing pattern out there, and the inside guy run a what I'd call a cross, and the other one runs the post to the inside, and both of them do great coverage, and nothing happened.
Good pressure by the Cougars also on that play.
Getting him down and thing, makes it 3rd and long.
3rd and 13 this time, so.
Back to the spread and a shotgun this time.
They're going to dump it off to Elliott. They might have him contained back here, and they do. It's going to bring up a 4th down for the Dothan High Tigers.
It's a lot of effort. What they did is they took the back out of the backfield, and they ran the guys on a post pattern from there. There he runs it, hit the back out of the backfield, and Northview did a great job of just hustling.
Again, Taylor on the play, and also 32.
I tell you what,
Hutchins.
Taylor is playing the game of his life. I don't know what he's played like because I haven't seen all the Northview games, but he's sure having an outstanding ball game.
So it's going to bring up a 4th and 12, and they're going to try for a field goal here.
Dothan's going to try to tie it up, and I think Dothan's got an outstanding kicker.
It's going to bring about a 29-yard field goal here for the Tigers. That was B.J. Hall kicked that field goal.
B.J. Hall kicked the field goal.
B.J. Hall, that's an outstanding kicker. That's a beautiful kick,
Outstanding
high
kick.
and long, and beautiful
All
kick.
the way out in the parking lot. So we got a tie ball game here.
3-3. Yeah, no question about
Northview
it.
Cougars 3, Dothan High 3. 2:16 left here in this first period. You're watching Northview football here at Rip Hughes Stadium. We'll be right back with you.
They had you.
All right, here we are. Northview, Dothan High kicking off to Northview Cougars. Again, deep for Northview is Darkway Bryant. And they are going to kick it to Bryant this time. No, it's going to go to 24, and he's going to let it go down the end zone. So it's going to be brought out at the 20, 1st and 10 for the Northview Cougars.
That's a good kick. It gets it. Anytime in high school you get it in the end zone, I always like that a lot. You get it in the end zone and you can start on your own 20 because I really kind of feel like that puts you in the hole when you start from the 20.
That's the best defense you can have.
Yeah,
You've got a kicker that puts in the end zone every time.
And it kind of gives you some momentum. I think it tries to. Dothan High is taking a little momentum back now. Northview needs to come back, and here we're back to the polecat, and polecat left, and let's see what the Dothan High adjusting.
That time a great pass again by Bryant. 43's wide open. He just hit his hands and he dropped it.
Right. I think we have a downfield on Northview. I believe somebody went downfield and going to bring this thing back anyway, but that's an outstanding play. They've got this thing moving. That's exactly what it was. It was Northview had a lineman that went downfield on this polecat. They need to stay on that line over there and not rush, not going downfield because they're passing the ball, even though they think they're not on the line, but they are because they're way out there. But I saw him take off down there, and he's not eligible. Only the last man on the line of scrimmage is eligible, and that's 83 for Northview, and that's Fred Duncan. He's eligible on the left side, and
then your center is eligible over on the other side.
But he's wearing an 86 number, and so really it's kind of confusing, but the last man on the line of scrimmage is always eligible, and that's him. And the left tackle just took off. He just took off and had him started downfield. Here we go again, polecat left and in motion. Northview was in motion. That's the second time they've done that. They had the right wing back over there move before the snap of the ball, and he needs to watch the ball, and you're not used to that snap count the way they're doing it probably.
Yeah. That was Mark Roberts. And they're going to bring him out and put number 24 in there. That's Jerome Brewer's going back in for Roberts. So
they were getting ready to throw the ball over to the polecat side, over to the lineman's side, and back to the quarterback and McCoy and let him run the thing. And
so that's going to bring up 1st and down and 20 this time. They're getting backed up. Again, Bryant's going to have the ball. He's looking. They come in on it. He's wide open. And he's got a man deep, and he throws it straight up in the air. And it's caught by Raymond Bryant. 1st down, ball's on the 40-yard line.
It's just a great play. Yeah, just he gets that loose. Like I said, he's not containing him. And he's throwing it out there, and he threw it up and just made a great play. Raymond Bryant watch his catch. Tremendous catch. Yeah, that's just that gives momentum back to Northview again. They're beginning to. That's what they've got to do. The Dothan High gets a little bit. They got to bring it on back. Here they go. They're huddling up now. I don't know what they're going to come out with, which is fun. A lot of fun to me. I like to see what they're going to come out with.
Yeah, Brian could have really thrown that ball. I think it was a miscue on the throw. He had a man deep on further down the field. So here we go with McCoy quarterbacking this time. Just a little dive play.
Gives it back, runs the trap up the middle again, and picked up a couple yards. And that's a great idea the way they're doing it. They're going one time, spreading them out the next. Dothan High don't know what's going on. Got them a little frustrated. All the Dothan High guys got their hands on their hips, and that's a good sign.
And they're looking at coach at the sideline saying, what do we do, coach?
What's going on? So,
we're going to bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Cougars. Again, McCoy quarterbacking now. Got a man in motion. He's going back to throw. He's looking deep. Great throw, and Brackens is out in center field and caught that one. Brackens in midfield. He's at the 10. And He's going to take it all the way in for a touchdown.
He really,
Pretty good blocking.
I really thought he was trying to throw it away. I didn't really think he was trying to get to him, and Bryant just made a great play. Larry Brackens just made a great play. He was a roving free safety back there and came off and just made a great play, made a great run coming back. And that was just really a great athlete making a great play.
And look how deep. Well, we missed where Brackens caught the ball, but he was, like you said, he was deep, way deeper than anybody else. So I think he was trying to throw it away.
I don't think he was really trying to throw it to anybody. And Brackens just, and look at this run. He's got great. He just looks like a great runner. There's no question about that. And then a great effort of getting in the end zone. Yeah.
Kicks up and it's good.
Makes it 10-3. But I tell you what, now Northview's can't get down. What they need to do is understand they're moving the ball and keep trying to get the momentum back and get some enthusiasm back. Dothan High broke them a little bit, but if they can come back and make a play or two, here they go.
Again, Brackens on that run, and he
just a great run.
Well, and great blocking too by Northview. I mean, by the Dothan High Tigers.
Yeah. Well, there's a good change of what we call a change of pace. I mean, you practice that. You practice going from offense to defense, and they holler. Coach Bryant, years ago to Alabama, would holler bingo, and that's what I always use bingo, and then everybody turns and all of a sudden you're an offensive team. So it's an exciting thing when something like that happens. But Northview needs to get this momentum back. They need to come on and don't give up. They need to just keep pushing and because it was just a great play by a great athlete. That's all that happened. I don't think it was so much a bad play as a great play. He's putting the ball on the left hash and he tries to kick in that left-hand corner, trying to keep it away from
Bryant, Darkway Bryant, and he's trying to kick to Jerome Brewer, who's down that left side.
But they've other guys, though, they've done a good job of bringing it back too.
41 seconds left in this first period, and he is going to kick it in the end zone.
That's another momentum builder. It always, like I said before, it's great to kick it out, kick in the end zone, especially in high school. But that means it's time to go. The ball's on the 20, and Northview needs to gain it back, and they can. I think they're capable. Doing what they're doing right now.
They definitely got the Dothan High Tigers defense off balance right now. And here we go with that polecat, as you've been calling tonight. And Brian's back. He's looking. He's going to keep it and run it this time.
It's a great run.
They're going to run him out of bounds. It's going to be just shy of a first down.
Dothan High is just not doing a good job of containing him, but he's like a little rabbit. I mean, I reckon the way you coaches put a rabbit in the fence and try to catch him. He's hard to catch now, and just doing a great job of ad-libbing is what he's doing. But that's the same thing that happened a minute ago when Brackens made the great play. It's just a great athlete. When you've got an athlete that's wheeling and dealing, it's hard to stop, especially if you don't keep him contained. And Dothan High is really not doing a very good job of that right now.
So it's going to bring up a second down, second and 2. Bryant's back. He's looking. He's got a man open across the middle. It's 24. That's Brewer. Jerome Brewer is going to get a first down.
They're just taking him backside of the backfield, and just a great play. Back out of the one of those wings over there that's coming out of the backfield and hit him coming across on a little crossing pattern, and that's beautiful. I mean, I love it. I think it's wonderful. This is fun football to me. I mean, this makes you all don't know what's going to go next. Back that same as polecat, back to the left again.
Again, Bryant's back. He's looking. He's dancing around. He can't decide what he's going to do, and he's just going to keep it.
He probably should have came on to the outside. I think they had the blockers there lined up. He could have kept on came to the sideline. I think he probably would have done a little bit better, but he tried to cut back a little too quick. But you can't knock him. He's wheeling and dealing, and he's got the ball in his athlete's hand. That's what he's doing, and let him wheel and deal. And I don't know what the penalty is. We got a flag down.
I think might have a face mask here. It was right at the end of the play, and they're definitely talking to the Cougars. No, we got a clip.
Clip on
by
the Cougars.
Cougars.
I hate that. That's going to bring it back and bring some of it back. I think Brian kind of cut back, and I think, like I said, I felt like if he would have kept coming to the sideline, he had the wall of blockers there, and when he cut back, I think that's when somebody clipped. You know, somebody turned on him. Probably the referee saw somebody turn. Sometimes they call somebody when you really can't turn on somebody, but I've had more of those called on our teams because you know, referee will see the end, but he's supposed to see all of it. So I really don't know if it was a.
It was like when the play had already ended, too. It was like a dead ball foul.
It looked like he just didn't anticipate Bryant cutting back, I think was the whole thing.
So they're going to have a first down, and it's going to be about first and 25 for the Cougars.
Yeah.
The ball cannot, the quarter cannot end on a penalty, so we're going to be playing with no time here, and this will be the last play of the first quarter.
Playing that polecat again, got him to the left side into the hash. A little short, they might try to throw it over to McCoy over here since it's so close.
Yeah, Brian's going to keep it this time.
That's kind of the play that he went a minute ago that I thought he should have done the play before. I think probably Coach Latta saw that and told him to come on over there, get on that sideline. But Dothan High is doing a little bit better job of containing him. They figured this thing out, and they've got a little bit different. It seems like different guys they've got lined up on the outside or changed up some people to try to keep him kind of in that pocket back there.
That's going to bring the end of the first quarter here at Ripview Stadium, the Dothan High Tigers and the Northview Cougars.
It was a great first quarter. I mean, that's exciting. I love it. Northview did a great job. I think that's what they've got to do, Boone. If they can hang in there and keep it close for 3 quarters, and I think they can have a chance to win the ball game. And they say, well, that's logical, but really the team when you won all year, if you have anything really bad happen to you, let it get to you, then you can just let it all go. So the key to beating somebody when you're not supposed to is keeping it close as long as you can, and then hopefully you can kind of punch it at the end to win. And that's how you do it. And because you're not going to get it's really worse if you get a 2-touchdown lead, because Dothan would try harder, or somebody would if you play. So when you're way the underdog, if you can just kind of keep them in the game, and then you wham them at the end. That's how you try to do it.
Well, if I was Coach Latta and I saw that score 10-3 here in the first period, I'd be quite happy with my team.
There's no question about
playing
that.
This Dothan High Tiger team.
They're playing.
You're watching Northview football. We'll be right back.
Well, you were mentioning at the break that it had a couple of penalties.
Go ahead.
They've had a couple of penalties, and they have hurt Northview a little bit. But I think they're hustling penalties. I mean, you know, the clip to me was a hustle penalty. That wasn't so bad, even though you don't want a clip. And I think it would have different circumstances, it might not have happened. They're back to the tight formation again, and
McCoy back looking. He's got a man over here open, and he just kind of overthrows him, number 86.
They had a good play there. What they did, he ran straight back and ran the tight end up the field, and the wing back up the field, and the wing back up the field, and with the tight end out in the flats for a screen. And here it is right here, and he just overthrew him a little bit. He faked it one way, came back the other, kind of a fake screen to the left, and really we had 3 blockers out there. It could have been a pretty doggone good play.
Chris Sherry was out there, and just like you said, just overthrew him a little bit.
That's a good play. They've called some good plays. I mean, I like the play calling. I like all the stuff they're doing.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 24, and they go back to the polecat here.
Yeah. They're going to the right this time, and they've got the 2 wings back there. And you remember now, all 3 of them guys are eligible. They changed quarterbacks. They
had to call a timeout because they had 43 back there quarterbacking, and I don't know if that's who Coach Latta wanted back there.
I think probably Raymond Daquan is probably a little tired. Probably needs a little break, get him a breath at least.
And he could be. He's walking down the sideline now.
He's going in the ball game. He's coming back in the ball game, so I'm sure but he's a player. There's no question about that. You hope that he's one of those kind of guys that likes to study and do what he's supposed to do, because he's a young guy with a big future if he keeps his attitude and all that going. And
Coach Latta's out there on the field. He's talking them up. Yeah, he's I'm sure saying a lot of those positive things that hey boys, we're in this ball game. We just got to get our head on.
And they can feel it. I mean, they know that they're playing them tooth and nail. I mean, they're playing them hard and got them shook, and really has not let Dothan take the momentum totally from them. This is a big series here. They need to get a first down, and it's going to be hard because it's third and about and close to 24 yards, and it's going to be tough. But maybe somebody come up with a big play and get this first down, and either that or they need to hold them when they get it back and give them a chance to get it back again. And this is a crucial few minutes of the ball game, I think, right here, because Northview's playing so good.
All right, here we go, back in that pool cat.
They got Bryant got back out, and they got them receivers, all three on one side.
He's going to throw it over here. That's Raymond Bryant. Great defense on Raymond Bryant. We caught that ball.
It was just a quick pass to Raymond. Raymond lined up behind the lineman, and it's just a quick pass. And looked like Dothan High had something going for a second, and then Dothan High came off their blocks. Number 35 did a Gabe Davis. Yeah, that's Coach Davis's son. He's an outstanding football player, outstanding athlete. Gabe has worked out with some of us in Blakely for a while because Coach Davis is one of the defensive coaches at Blakely.
4th and 27, so Northview's back to punt.
And a good friend of mine, Coach Davis is. But it's a great play. Now Northview needs to have a good kick and good coverage and do some things right here and play a little football, and they'll get another chance.
Brian Jackson is punting for the Cougars. We got a flag down, so this could be a delay of game. It's going to be on the Cougars, it looks like.
Kind of motion penalties. Somebody moved. But that they don't need to have any kind. I see one or two of the Northview guys kind of look frustrated. Well, they can't do that. They've got to keep their head up. This is a big series for them. They need to hold Dothan to no points, get the ball back, and get it. You don't have any penalties, and move the thing with this polecat. They're moving the ball.
Brian needs a good kick. Brian Jackson needs a real good kick. You got Brackens back there deep for Dothan, and also Mathis is deep. Pretty good kick.
Beautiful
by
kick.
Jackson.
Oh, gracious, a beautiful kick
and
down
he's
the
going to go to Brackens.
32-yard line.
He's at the 40. He's at midfield, and they're going to bring him down. Pretty good stop there by number 86. That's Sheriff.
The kick out-kicked the coverage. They kicked it so good they didn't have time for Northview to get down there. But he is some kind of player, this Brackens guy is, isn't he?
He really is.
Great player. Had the ball in the wrong hand, but that's all right, I reckon. I'm not coaching him.
6'5" with a lot of speed, I tell you.
Runs like that, I reckon you can put it anywhere. You put the ball anywhere you want to put it. Dothan High's going to that spread offense again, and
they're going to give it to that's Rapp, Tim Rapp with the ball. It's the first time we've seen him tonight with the ball.
Patrick Moore made the play and just now made an outstanding play. That's what they've got to do. This series is important, I'm telling you. Just a great play there. They run a quick draw is what it was, and lead blocker, and just a simple, not a simple draw, but a draw, and a defensive lineman made a great play.
Lost 3 on the play, so that's going to bring up a second.
This is a big play here. Every play is important for Northview right now. They've got to keep this momentum, and they're gaining. They're gaining as the game goes on. They're gaining if they can keep doing this.
2nd and 13. They'll give it again to Rapp, and he's going to pick up about 8 on the play, and a pretty good stop there. Did you pick up that?
Yeah, Dante Owen made that play, I think, number 19, and if I can see, it's a quick draw again, the same play, but he hops on the outside, and that was 36. That was Chris Sherry. Chris Sherry made that play, made a great play. Both of them did, made a great play. Now, this is a big play here. It's a lot bigger play for this ball game than we imagine. This is the play they need to stop them on, to get the ball back and get a little momentum. Good defensive play. Ran the same play they ran on the goal line down there. They ran a switch route, I call it, or some type of crossing route. The inside receiver goes up the field to the outside, and the outside receiver runs a post. And they did it. And Northview did a great job of covering. The quarterback did a 3-step drop, and nobody was open. He had to kind of ad lib, and then he threw it, and he was covered. They were covered.
Intended receiver was Jason Wright for Dothan then.
4th down, and here we go. Got to spread. This is a big play of this ball game. If Northview wants to stay in this thing, they need to make this play.
4th and 6.
Dothan High is going for it.
Again, Nance is back. He's looking deep. He's got number 3 open, and he makes a pretty good catch right in his hands at the 20-yard line.
Adrian Fomer. I couldn't tell the pattern. It's see if I can tell the pattern on the replay. I was watching the blocking on the inside, and the inside receiver ran an out, ran about a 20-yard out, and the outside receiver ran a fly, and he hit him with it. It was a great throw and catch.
Jerome Brewer for Northview in on the stop. So he's going to bring up a 1st down for the Dothan Tigers.
Northview really needs to hold them here. They need to somebody needs to make them play.
Ball's on the 17-yard line. Again, number 2 with the ball. That's Rab, and he's going to go in. We got a flag down on the play.
Somebody was holding. I thought he called a holding on Dothan High. I believe is what it's going to be. They're going to bring this back, but it was a heck of a play. Just a quick draw. That was a quick draw then with no lead blocker, and
pretty good hole there for him to run through too.
Tim Rab that's him running the ball. Made a great play.
Those kind of penalties Northview doesn't need.
They had a holding on Dothan, didn't they? And then they had that on Dothan Northview. And Northview would have had I'm sure they'll take the penalty against Dothan High. It'll be offsetting penalties and run the play again. I don't know what they do with a dead ball foul. Since it was a dead ball foul, it'll be the penalty, and then they'll turn around and penalize Northview, I suppose. Yep, holding on Dothan High. Then it's going to be a dead ball personal foul, so they'll mark that 10 yards off. They'll turn around and mark 15 off the other way, I presume. Now they'll turn around and mark it off.
Yeah, now they're talking to the Tigers.
That's what's going to happen. Then they're going to penalize Northview 15, so Northview's going to lose 5, but in the mean of this, they're going to
at least
gain,
they don't have a touchdown.
Absolutely. Here we go, and that's the play, and that's what happened. The reason they did that is because it's a dead ball foul. If it would all happen during dead means the play's over.
Right.
So if they would have, been during the play, it had been offsetting penalties, and the ball would just probably like to the line of scrimmage. But Dothan High's in the spread again, and let's see what they do. Northview really needs to hold them here. I hope they'll get on down and get this thing done now and make it a good ball game. That's that draw again.
Again, that's Table with the ball. Another flag goes down, and he's going to go in for the score, but we got a flag down.
I think we got a hold, and it's coming back. The referees can't tell. Somebody looked like one of the tackles over there decided to grab a little cloth and hold on. That's a lot of fun for him, but they're getting caught at it. But the momentum's hanging in there. If Northview can just take advantage of this, if they can just say, well, hey, the referees are helping us. Now we got to help ourselves.
Yep.
And it's a Northview looks they got their hands on their thing, on their legs. They need a couple of them linemen do. They need to go get it. They need to really get somebody needs to make a play here. But it kind of looks like the attitude, like because of the year, they're having a hard time of keeping that momentum, and that's what they've got to fight themselves through and do. And
they got a lot of boys going both ways too.
They're tired, absolutely.
I see Bryant comes out.
And when you're tired, you start feeling sorry for yourself. And that draw again, they love that thing. Yeah, that's a good job. That's a good effort.
Again, that's Chris Sherrill making the tackle, number 86.
He's playing a heck of a ball game.
Really is.
He's trying as hard as he can. And there's I don't mean they're not all trying. They just they need some keep confidence. They're better than they think they are if they'll just play like that.
So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 16 for the Tigers.
They lining up Bracken's on the inside here, and the inside receiver, and got him out to the left side. Looks like Northview's trying to double cover him.
Hanson's back, and
they did.
Throwing over.
Northview's double covering, running a zone on the inside to cover 14. But when Bracken goes up the field, they got a free safety to pick him up deep. So they're double covering him.
And you got to double cover somebody like Bracken.
Yeah, you got to stay on top of him. And they did a good job of covering then, and both receivers, because they're running that zone, and one of them did a stop thing. It was a perfect play for Northview for Dothan High to call.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 16 for the Tigers. So again, another big play here for the Cougars.
Northview really needs to come alive here. They've got a chance to stay in this ball game. There's 7 minutes left in the half. A big series here. I told you already it's a big series. Bryant's going in motion.
No, that's Bracken's in motion.
Bracken, I'm sorry. I keep calling him Bryant.
Well, a crossing pattern. That was
Adrian Palmer had a great play. I see on the replay, I can't really tell. Bryant went in motion. Bracken's went in motion. We'll see that. I'm trying to think if that's a back out of the backfield, or I didn't really tell. I was watching the line.
He wasn't lined up when he was playing in the backfield.
Now just a simple post pattern. Just a simple post pattern. Bracken took him out. Good play. 1, 2, 3 drop. Boom. Touchdown. It wasn't very hard. It's just
he put double coverage on Bracken's when he went in motion around there.
And this single cover an outside receiver, and it's an outstanding play by Dothan High. Good throw and catch.
Kicks up and it's good. That's going to give the Dothan High Tigers 17 and the Northview Cougars 3. We got 7:22 left here in this second period.
If Northview can score before half, if they can take the ball on down, and score, it's going to mean a lot. They're 17-3, and they can gain this momentum back. They're far from this ball game being over. I don't know how they feel inside, but they're running good offensive plays. They're moving the ball, and remember back when they were on offense a few minutes ago, they were moving the ball. A penalty killed them. So it's not like it's not Dothan High stopping them. It's Northview stopping themselves. Yeah. So the momentum can be gained back. 17-3 is something you can overcome.
This time they don't have Darkway Bryant back deep. They've got Jerome Brewer, so that tells me Darkway's probably getting tired. He's been running quarterback most of the night so far. So a few new faces back there deep for the Cougars. Again, Derek Walker's back there. We hadn't seen too much of him tonight. So, like you say, good field position here would really get this series going here. 7:22 left in the second period.
This is a crucial series here for Northview because they need to regain the momentum. I think they've let Dothan High dominate the second quarter.
Kick is going to go down deep to Brewer. Brewer's going to take it at the 5. He's at the 20. He's cutting back. He's hit pretty hard by number 63 for the Dothan High Tigers.
He had something going. He broke one tackle going straight up the field. Did a really good job. Not doing a replay.
We're going to take another look here at the touchdown.
There's Bracken going out, see, and they run the post pattern, and boom, touchdown. You can see him covering him, double covering him, not thinking about him, and run the splitting up the seam there, what I call the seam for a touchdown, just a basic post pattern. But because of Bracken being so good, they double covered and made Northview. Northview's coming out with another different set. It's a power eye type set with an overload to one side with two linemen, it looks like.
McCoy's back quarterback, and he's going to give it to Raymond Bryant. Flag goes down, so
what the call was. I couldn't really tell why they. Another motion. Somebody moved. I don't know who it was. I couldn't tell. I didn't see anybody move, but somebody did.
I guess when you run all these different formations, I'm sure these kids are not used to the formations they're running tonight.
Right.
They practice them just probably the last 3 days to get ready for this thing.
And they're Northview just a little shook right now. They need to settle down and remember that they can get back in the ball game because they've moved the ball. They're in a power set that last time, which something totally different for Coach Lauder as far as the way they lined up. It's kind of a power I offset, what I call an offset L set, because it forms an L in the backfield. And
they're going to give it to Raymond Bryant this time, and Raymond's breaking tackles, and he's going to pick up about 10 on the play.
That's a good play. The tight end kicked out, and everybody else blocked down, and leading two backs up in there, two big old linemen in there. It's an outstanding play. It's an old outside lead play, old outside power play. And it's worked a lot of years for a lot of people. That's a really old-timey play there. But it's a great one, and it worked. Picked up 10 yards. Back to the same set again, and they probably going to attack this side over here.
Give it again to Raymond Bryant. Raymond Bryant's going to break it for a first down and pick up about 10 up again on the play.
Dothan High is not adjusting too good to these formations. They're Northview's doing an outstanding job. See, it's just a kick out, and two linemen leading up in there, and boom. And he's doing a good job of running the ball.
Breaks about 3 tackles on the play. Real good run by Raymond Bryant.
Outstanding. And that's a good set, you know. He's swapping it up on Dothan High, doing a really good job of making it miserable.
I tell you, Mick Kirkland's really put together some good replays here for us watching this game tonight.
Doing a great job.
Well, it looks like he might have got a face mask on that, Coach Parrish.
The passer might have roughed him too much. I don't know what he... No, it was a face mask. You're right. He snatched him down, didn't he?
I think I got every bit of the helmet on that play, Coach.
10th grade quarterback, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, McCoy's 10th grade quarterback.
Well, he's
welcome to 6A football right here in Riphview Stadium tonight.
Dothan Northview game, that's part of it. That'll give him a lot of benefits later on when he plays them again. But that's an outstanding play, you know, as far as gives them a 1st and 5. So somebody didn't block somebody on that. They've had a play action pass, and somebody didn't block somebody on the outside. Somebody didn't fold back and block him, and that's what caused that mess up. And just left him free. Probably the defensive end on that side, one of the tackles didn't fold back and block or tied in or whatever it was. Somebody on that side anyway didn't hinge on what I call hinge. Here we're about that same formation, that power, that L set.
Again, going to give it to Raymond Bryant. Raymond Bryant's going to be hit hard at the line and brought down.
All they're doing is kicking out with the tight end and leading the two, and everybody else is blocking down. Two lead blockers in there. It's just an old-fashioned power set. In fact, Boone, we run something like this when we were in high school, believe it or not.
I can't remember back that far.
But it was I think this was a Coach McCall would like this play.
Coach McCall is probably here tonight, anyway. I hadn't seen him, but I'm sure he's here.
I'm sure he's enjoying it. He likes all kind of things too, I tell you.
Again, Brian on the play, just nothing there that time.
That was a counter play off of it. You know, the old counter eye play, and the backside lineman pull and lead the other direction, and they kind of tried to fool Dothan High, but I don't think that fooled them. I think they're not second guessing, but they had to run something else, but they're better right at them. They hadn't stopped them yet, right at them. I'm sure not trying to, but they don't need to run the same play over and over, but so they hadn't stopped that dog on outside power yet.
So here we go, 3rd and 5 for the Cougars. Again, that same set he's running. Going to give it to Raymond Bryant again. He's going to stick with it. This time Raymond Bryant's breaking it. Raymond's going to pick up about a 15-yard gain that time.
That's what I'm telling you. We run that on a replay. That looks great. Same thing, see, kicking out and running the ball. Great hole there. Everybody blocking down, sealing them linebackers, and here we go. That is a great play. That's really got Dothan High off balance.
Coach Lauder's just sticking to the basics right now.
Yeah, now here we're going to now that's smart. He's coming back to the polecat, and they've been looking at power play, and they come back to the polecat, and here we go. And they're going. Now what they're doing? It's fun to find out, but we say it now. Now what they're doing?
Coach Lauder's giving all kind of signals over here, and he's got Darquay Bryant, and now Darquay wants a timeout.
That's okay. When you do all this kind of thing, you're gonna have some confusion. I don't care what anybody says, you're gonna have some. So somebody didn't do right and didn't think, and he's having us correct all that. And that's great.
These kids are what, 15, 16, 17 years old? What do you expect?
You get the pros and they mess up too. You know, it's a lot of fun to watch it. I tell you what, he's really got Dothan High off balance. This is a big series here. I told you, if they can score before half and get a little bit, they got plenty of time, got 4 minutes.
They do.
He can do anything he wants in 4 minutes, and
they're moving the ball. The ball's sitting on the 40-yard line, on Dothan High's 40-yard line, so they're definitely on the move.
Right.
Plenty of time, like you say. So
I always said if we had 30 seconds, and if we had 30 seconds, we'd go 80 yards. And so 30 seconds times 4 that's a lot of 30 yards there. So give me 30 seconds and 80 yards, we should win. And the kids always thought we were crazy, but we try to practice that. We'd get the ball 30 seconds, go 80 yards, and try to win a ball in 30 seconds up in the ball game.
Well, obviously you must be calling the play at the line then if you're moving the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a pre-script and we knew what we were doing, but we worked on that a lot.
That really catches them off balance too when you call it at the line.
Sure. One year there, years ago, we ran the wishbone. At Northview, we won the state championship that year. Matter of fact, we called nearly all the plays from the line of scrimmage, and that was a lot of fun. We had two quarterbacks that were honored not long ago. Here at the stadium, it was really in this tight set that.
Then he's got Brian back quarterbacking this time, and that looked like just a confusion there in the backfield. I don't think we knew what we were running that time.
It looked like an option, but it wasn't. They just turned around and kind of got in a mess. And I like that L set they had a minute ago. Get back and go in that thing. Maybe he'll switch from that to the polecat. That set was a little bit just an unbalanced line set. Anyway, we had two outstanding quarterbacks that year in '81. They called the penalty off.
They're going to wave the flag, and so they've called motion just about on every other play, so maybe they didn't really see it that time.
They lost about 3 yards, second to about 13. But we had two guys, I'm going to tell you, David Alford and Dickie Lillard was outstanding quarterback. David Alford's a doctor here in town.
Yeah.
And both of them were, I was fortunate to have two great guys running the offense.
So it's going to bring up a second and 13 here for the Cougars.
This is his regular set, unbalanced to the thing, and he's
fumble on the play, and Brian picks it up, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
I couldn't really tell what that was. It was just some kind of bad snap. But he's not used to quarterbacking much, has he?
No, it's McCoy. He's been coaching, and of course Gant, who got hurt about the middle waves of the season. So, no, Brian hadn't been quarterbacking very much.
It looked like he pulled out a little too quick. Now they're going back to the polecat, which I think is great. That's a great set. And let's see how Dothan High adjusts. Dothan High is getting wider, you see. They're taking them ends and getting them wider, trying to contain him better, because they know he's.
And they're going to get him back. That time he had nobody open. So Brian's going to lose about 10 on the play.
They brought McIntyre again, a defensive back, brought him up in there and let him bring him. And that's the only thing that's caused Brian a little trouble, because they got a guy that's a good athlete. I don't know if he's a good athlete, but an athlete with him that he can't outmaneuver. And
so that's going to bring up a 4th and 24. And Brian looks like he's hurt out there, and the official saw that he was hurt, so he's going to have to come out for one play.
I think he's just a little tired. He's got looks like to me, he's got a little bruise on his shoulder, but from here. But he's probably worn out. He's tired.
Yeah, that's one we really can't afford to lose.
Absolutely not. But see now,
you're watching Northview football here at Northcutt Field. Northview Cougars 3, and
well, we go back again, Jim, to the fact that Northview's killing themselves right now. This is I think another, even though they didn't score, they're still not out of this ball game.
No, they got to go back and punt 4th and 24. So
and it's them that's caused this. They're good enough to move the ball.
Jackson's back to kick for the Cougars, and Larry Brackens is deep for the Tigers. Trying to kick it away from Brackens, and it's a very good kick, and it's going to go out at about the 14-yard line. A real good kick by Jackson.
Great kick, and that was a smart thing right before half to get it away from him. And now this is a tremendous series here. If Dothan High moves this thing in 2 minutes and 53 seconds down the field, then I'm afraid Northview's in for a long, long second half. But if Northview can have just anything to get some momentum here.
Well, a good turnover here for the Cougars would really get the momentum.
Yeah, that would really help. They've got to stop Dothan High here. Yeah, they just absolutely got to stop them.
2:53 left in this first half here at Rip Hughes Stadium tonight.
Dothan High just getting a simple pro set. And coming right out and run to the split inside. Ran a lead to the split inside, it looked like. And couldn't tell from the angle, but it was just a regular. First time they've gotten a tight end set the whole night long.
Tackle was made by number 40, Chad Freeman for Northview Cougars. Going to pick up about 6 on the play, so they're going to bring up 2nd and 4 for the Tigers.
We're coming back into a pro set, regular pro right with a tight end, and ran a quick trap, and Northview did a great job of stopping it.
Ball was given off to Elliott that time. Elliott's going to pick up a couple on the play.
This is a big play here. Third and 5. Northview needs to hold them. Minute and a half, a minute and 50-something seconds is a long time. Now Dothan High is going back to the spread set with a shotgun, and I'm sure going to try to hit Bracken with the ball some way.
Yeah, he's looking for Bracken's crossing here, and Bracken's going to make a great catch. Great catch by Bracken.
He ran a simple, about a 10-yard out. As all it was a 10-yard out. Hit him with a good timing pattern, and he made a great catch coming back and getting it. And it's just it's not a very complicated pattern, but it's been successful. They've got the timing down. The quarterbacks work with it, and you can tell they're well drilled with that play.
Minute 30 left on the clock, and Dothan High is here on the move.
They're moving the ball again. And
again, Nash is back looking deep. Got Brackens, and he's going to have to keep it this time. They're going to run him out of bounds over there.
Great hustle there. Great hustle on Northview's part to keep it contained. They double covered Bracken again, and I believe he ran a deep flag pattern, it looked like, from here. And though they had him covered this time, free safety did a good job of picking him up and made the quarterback have to scramble. And here Northview hustles to him and got a successful defensive play.
We'll bring up 2nd and 4 for the Tigers.
Got Bracken out to the right again. Got a double twin this time. First time I've seen Dothan High do this. Now that's going to cause a little problem because they've got to do twin safeties to double cover Bracken.
Again, Nance is back looking, and he overthrows number 14. That's right, Jason Wright again.
It looked like all 4 receivers ran post patterns, all coming to the middle and ran post patterns. I was trying to see, yeah, the 2 of them did. They all 4 ran post. One ran what I call a shallow post, and one ran a deep post. Other on the other side did the same thing, and the quarterback, and it looked like they had to back up the field. Might not have. But anyway, it was almost intercepted. Back to the twin
Very
set.
well covered by the Cougars on that play.
Really good job. They're handling this real good.
3rd and 4 this time for the Tigers. Again, they're going to got 3 receivers out with number 3.
All that was the 2 inside receivers running shallow cross routes, and one of them broke free. Somebody didn't cover their man, or they're not in a zone, or I look like Northview was in a man. Somebody lost their man anyway, and they ran a cross pattern. And the crossing pattern that's a Kentucky play there. That's the one that Mooney at Kentucky, Hal Mooney made famous, right there. That's a big play. So that gives them the first down. Here we go, and they really need to hold them.
Again, Nance is back looking. He's got Brackens over on the left side. He's going to keep it this time. He's running for his life, and they're going to run him out of bounds at about the 42-yard line.
Dothan High, all 4 receivers ran stop routes, what I call stop routes. They just ran up the field and turn around, and as you can see right here, when they run the replay it, you can see them all stopping and turning around, running straight up the field, and then he'll stop. Really kind of an out and go. I apologize. It looked like an out and go. I just saw the stop part. And
but very well covered by the Cougars.
Yeah, Northview has done a really good job of coverage. Now they're going to trips to one side, with a split into the other side, and
he's looking deep downfield, and he's going to throw it up for grabs that time, hoping for the best.
They ran what I call a double wheel. They put the 2 inside guys and ran them on flies, and the outside guy ran a deep post, and that's who they threw to, was a deep post. But Northview covered it. Now they didn't have Bracken very well covered then. If you can look and see, well, they did too. Pretty good job. I can see he outran them is what I saw at the end of it. And probably ought to hit Bracken's on a fly up the field there. That was probably the one I'd throw to, and And they're not coming back to that. I don't know in the press box they hadn't said anything to it. Maybe they didn't see it.
Second and third, 29 seconds left here in this first half. Again, Nance is looking deep. He's got plenty of time to throw this time. He sees somebody open. It's going to be a great catch by number 15.
Northview had it covered. They just really ad-libbed there after they did 2 of them ran fly routes and got it a great job of knocking it. And,
that's just hard to defend when you bobble the ball up like that and then go back and catch the ball.
Just a great play there.
That was Drury on the catch, made a very good catch. They hadn't thrown to him tonight, so they got all kind of receivers to throw to.
They looked really good. I tell you what, that was a great. The concentration by that receiver was outstanding. I still say that Northview's got to reach down here and stop them. I mean, you know, it's just at some point they've got to do that if they're going to stay in this ball game. And maybe 14 seconds left. I don't know how many timeouts Dothan High's got left.
A couple of plays here, but yeah, you're right. They've got to hold them. They can't let them score again.
I think they do. I think it's going to be a hard second half to keep them kids to come out with any kind of fire, because they've played their hearts out. Really, they really have.
They really have. Penalties have hurt them, like we talked about, and a little confusing down the field. But like you say, they have played their hearts out.
They've had an outstanding offensive game plan. I don't think, and I think a defensive plan too, as far as the secondary goes. I hadn't watched the interior, but they've had a great plan as far as trying to hold them. And you can just tell Dothan High's got a lot of confidence. They've won a lot of ball games, and you can tell the difference in their attitude, the way they carry themselves. And so this is a big play. They'll probably try to hit Bracken on something, a post, or they got Bracken not even in the ball game, I don't believe. Running that draw.
They're going to give it to Elliott, and Elliott's going to take it down for a touchdown.
And that draw play, and they've hurt Northview with that thing all night long when they ran it.
Just here it is on the replay.
Lead blocker. It's just really a power play, but it's a draw. And here we go, touchdown. Northview got knocked off the line of scrimmage, and
pretty good hole there for Elliott to run through too.
I just hope we can get in at halftime and concentrate and not give up the ship.
We got 23-3, favor the Northview Tigers, favor the Dothan High Tigers tonight.
There was a motion there. It looked like the left end for them moved. I don't know if they saw it. Might be called on Northview, but I thought 33. No, they called it on Northview. Yep, right defensive end. I think Thomas jumped off sides there. Jerome Brewer, which that's just trying with a good effort to go block it. I'm glad to see him really wanting to do it. Missed that.
I believe he missed that one a little low and to the left.
I couldn't tell there. Maybe if we have a replay we can tell, but I couldn't tell what the. Let's see what's going on.
The center was a little high, but
yeah, but it should have been. I don't know. It just lost a little concentration, and but that might be a good sign for Northview. That they, maybe Dothan High thinks they got it and lose concentration a little bit.
We got 8 seconds left in this first half, so
it'd be nice to bring it all the way back and make something happen here.
Score tonight: Dothan High Tigers 23 and the Northview Cougars 3. You sure wouldn't expect an onside kick, will you, at this point in the game?
No, I don't think Coach Addison would do that. I would guess he would. He feels like he's got the game well in hand. I think he'll probably just play good fundamental football from here on out. But he's been on the sidelines enough that you can outsmart yourself if you don't watch out. You've got to just keep your fundamentals strong and talk about effort and hustle and this the Northview game and all that. You can't go in there and say, well, we all are doing great and everything's going great and all that. You got to go in there and say, hey, we got 2 more quarters.
That's right.
So I think he tried an onside kick. He might kick it on the ground, keep it away from somebody, but actually try to kick it onside.
Northview's got Jerome Brewer back deep, and again, we hadn't seen Darkway Bryant out there, so I hope Darkway was not hurt. He came out of the game earlier in the ball game, and we hadn't really seen that again. And you're right, they kicked it right to the middle of the line to Justin Andrews, and Andrews went down, covered the ball up, so he's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
If it was the onside or not, you might have been right, but it looked like to me, just trying to keep it from them running it back.
Yeah. So let's see what the Cougars can do here. They got get pretty good field position in the middle of the field, so doesn't look like they're going to the polecat. Looks like they're going to just get down.
Trying to look for Brian on the sideline, and I don't see him. He might be on the bench there. And I'm sure he's tired. Maybe he just needs a little break.
Again, McCoy's under center. He's going to give it off to 34. That was Jeremy Thomas.
Yeah. I'm just a crossbuck, you know, the reversing. I think I see Bryant walking in.
So that's going to bring up the end of the first half. Dothan High Tigers 23, the Northview Cougars 3. You're watching Northview Cougar football here at Rip Hughes Stadium tonight. Here we are at Northview football.
Talk to you to break.
Harry Wayne, pretty good first half here. It looked like the Cougars had them on a run there for a while, running the polecat, as you've been calling it all night, but kind of sputtered there at the end, and Dothan High got the momentum.
Yeah, I thought Northview had a great first half offensively. I think defensively they didn't play as intense as they needed to because they needed to keep them out of the end zone, and they had a little game swapping momentum for a while, but then they never did really come back and take control. And this is going to be a lot of test of character right here to see how they come out this half and whether they come out and give up the ship or they come out and play hard. They're still in the ball game. I mean,
sure they are.
You know, you scored 2 touchdowns and it's 17-23. I mean, you know, that's all you need. So, you know, and 2 touchdowns is 2 plays. So heck, you've got to feel good if you're Emory Latta and Northview if you have the right attitude. You know, I don't know what kind of attitude they have, and the momentum of the year has probably affected them some. And not just being realistic, I'm not cutting anybody down or anything, but just the momentum of the year is a definite factor.
And Northview is going to be kicking off to Dothan High, and of course they got Brackens back there deep, and they sure want to keep it away from him.
I don't know if I wouldn't kick it out of bounds and onside kick it again, or kick it out of bounds and get it away from him. I think or either I'd squib it down there. I sure wouldn't kick it straight to him. The nice thing to do is kick it over the trees out there.
Yeah. Let them bring it out on the 20. So here we go to begin the second half here at the Northview Cougar Dothan High Tiger football game. Pretty good high kick. It is going to go to Brackens. He's going to start his own 5. He's at the 20, the 25, and they're going to bring him down at about the 33-yard line.
He did a good job of stopping him and hustling downfield. I thought he was going to break it. He had a little angle that you see on the replay. He had a hole to the right, and you see him take it off and see it, and then all of a sudden, what he did, he outran his blocking, as you can tell.
Yeah.
The blocking was, he's faster than his blockers. We've got somebody down already here. I hope it's not anybody hurt bad. It looks like a cramp from where I can tell.
And that is going to be Brackens down. And definitely a cramp, it looks like. And that's to be expected. He's been sitting a while and getting back going. If you don't stretch good enough, you're going to have those cramps.
Absolutely. So Dothan High's coming out in a 2 tight end. A pro set to the left with a tight end and a split end, a flanker. And see how they attack Northview.
And it looks like a fumble on the play, and Northview says they picked it up. We'll have to wait and see.
Just ran a simple power play, and somebody did a great job of playing defense in there. Let's see who it was. A defensive tackle stood him up in there, and a heck of a good play.
Yeah, Dothan's going to retain the ball, so it's going to be second down. Lost about a yard on the play, so it's going to be second down and 11 for the Dothan High Tigers.
Dothan High hadn't had much success with this formation. The tight end set has been the set that now they're in a twin set with a tight end, which is that means 2 receivers on one side and a tight end on the other. And so it's in a one-back set.
Going to pitch it to his one back, 26. He's going to pick up about 2 or 3 on the play. Pretty good defensive play by the Cougars.
They did a good job then of defending that. They got in a wing set with the one back and ran a sweep, as you see, and somebody made a heck of a play. Who was that? I can't tell. The 47 was over there, and I can't tell who made the initial tackle there, but he did a great job, it looked like. And I'm sorry we didn't pick up the number. Now it's got a 3rd and 5, and I think Dothan High set is the spread set. They look the best in it. So they're coming back out in the tight end set, and they haven't had a lot of success in this formation, so maybe Northview can come up and make a great play here and stop it.
Good. Nance is back looking. He's looking over here. It's going to be intercepted by number 19, who is Owens for Northview Cougars.
Dante Owen, and all that was a split end running a fly, the inside guy running out. This time they covered it. Of course, the quarterback kind of hesitated. It looked like the timing was off. It looked like the quarterback hesitated a little too long, and as we can see here,
very well covered by the Cougars by Dante Owens.
Did a great job. It's just it wasn't a very good timing pattern. It didn't look like a good, but it made a great play on defense by Northview. Give them credit for covering them and making the quarterback make that decision.
So the ball's going to be on the Dothan High 43-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Good break for the Cougars to start off the second half.
Absolutely. They're coming out in their regular formation. Their formation, they ran all unbalanced line to the left with the wing. And
still McCoy quarterbacking. He's going to give it to number 3, Walker. And Walker fumbles, but the ball is down, and Walker's going to lose about 2 on the play.
They ran the sweep, the tight formation sweep, and of course Dothan did a great job of defending. I think that's Northview's worst formation. Now their best formation has been that polecat and been that L set, and they've done some things to hurt Dothan High. No question about that. They had a little confusion before that play started, so they might not have wanted to do exactly that.
Darkway Bryant's back in the ball game at quarterback now, and they're still in that wing T tight set. So
unbalanced line and motion 34. And
Darkway's going to keep it this time. Hard guy to bring down. He's going to pick up about 6 on the play.
And that was the outside veer there. That was a veer play, which is the first time they've showed that. They might have ran it. So everybody's blocking down. Lead fullback in there. That's kind of like a wishbone, really kind of a wing bone set. And of course Dante pulls it out and keeps it. And here you got the best athlete on Northview's side getting the ball. You got a Dothan High guy down. But that's an outstanding play. I mean, you know, they're running the outside veer to the split inside. They overloaded one side. Everybody shifted that way. Then they ran the outside veer to the split inside. Good fullback ride. He pulls it, and here we go. And that's something that Dothan High hadn't been used to seeing.
You're watching Northview High School Cougar football. That was number 35, was hurt on the play. That's Gabe Davis, and Gabe's walking off the field on his own power, so looks like he'll be all right.
Glad to see that now. He's an outstanding young man, Gabe is. There's no question about that. I know him, been knowing him since he was little.
Going to bring up a 3rd down for the Cougars, 3rd and 2. McCoy still quarterbacking. Got that tight wing set. Going to give it to number 1. That's Raymond Bryant.
They run a counter dive to the split inside is all that is. It's just a quarterback reverses out, gives him the ball on a counter dive. Just a straight old-timey dive play, and didn't do a whole lot with it. 4th and 1 still. I like that veer they ran. I like that. I thought that gave them some problems. And I think got a little conservative there on that thing because it's short. Sometimes you get to doing that. You get a little bit more thinking you can get that 1 or 2 yards. But now they need to get this first down.
Yeah, it's 4th and 2, and they're going for it here. He's not going to make it. So that ball's going to be turned over to Dothan High.
That was a tall sweep to the split inside, and a tight tall sweep because everybody's foot to foot and everybody's kind of closed in tight. And it's really a lead is what it amounts to, even though they're pitching the ball. And Dothan did a great job of defending. That's the same hole they hit 2 times in a row. First time they picked up nothing both times, really. So,
they're going to call for a measurement here, but I really don't think it's going to be that close. We'll have to see.
No, it looks like to me it's a yard off. Now we might have a bad angle here, but It looks like to me it's a good 2 feet off at least.
Just like it wasn't any blocking there on that play.
Yeah, physically, Northview doesn't match up to Dothan High, and they need to keep finessing them. You know, when you physically don't match up, and you play a little finesse game, and they've been finessing them all night long. The last 2 plays, the first time they physically tried to whip them, and they see, and probably Coach Lattis says they can't do it. They can't physically whip them, so they might as well finesse them.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter how you do it as long as you win. You know,
that's right. As long
as you win the battle, you can finesse, and there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. You know, so you find the way that works.
Ball's resting on the Dothan High 40-34. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dothan High Tigers. Gives it off to number 2.
They're in that spread set again. Ran that simple draw. Lead blocker, run that draw. That's the play they've loved to run all night, and Northview has not stopped it. They got 8 yards off of it.
Agreeing, Chris Shirley, we see on the replay, making the tackle. Chris Shirley's playing a really good ball game tonight.
I'm telling you, that young man has hustled tonight. There's no question about that. Maybe a lot of them have played really hard, and I think they're back in the spread set with a twin. And
give it to Elliott this time, and Elliott's going to be hit pretty hard there on that right side and pick up probably 2 or 3 on the play.
That was a draw again. The same thing they ran it over and over. But Northview did a great job of stopping it then and didn't pick up as much. And this is like I've said, repeated myself. I feel like a record player, but they need to stop Dothan High and get one in the end zone.
Yeah.
And I really think they can make it a ball game if they'll do it. They're in the spread set again.
A little confusion back in the backfield again by the quarterback, giving it off to Elliott, and he's going to be tackled and loss of about 6 yards on the play.
Number 32, Brandon Hutchins, has got a little hitch in his walk there coming off the field. I think I don't know what's wrong with him. That's going to affect him some. He's had a pretty good ball game.
Had a real good ball game.
Marshall Smith from the orthopedics group here is down there working with him.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 15 for the Tigers. Got him spread out again this time. Looks like Elliott wants to throw. No, he gives off that was Nash that gives off to Elliott, and he's going to make it back up to the original line of scrimmage.
What he did then, he came down the line of scrimmage and ran the option. That's what a lot of college teams are running from this spread. Alabama runs it a lot. There's just several teams I've seen that's run this play, and Northview did a great job of covering it. They came up and, you got to take the quarterback and take the pitch. It's just an option. It's called what I call a lead option, and a hot back option. It's not really a dive option where you lead a back up in there. So it was really a good call play, but Northview did a great job of defense.
Going to bring up 3rd and 11 for the Tigers. Again, he's got trips on the left side. Nash is looking deep. And pretty well covered by the Northview Cougars down there by number 24 and number 43.
All he did was run a fly pass up the field. The split end just ran a fly, and the quarterback hung it up there and didn't quite throw it far enough, and Northview had a good defender on it. Did a pretty good job. So I believe this is 4th down. Dothan High's not going to punt, or are they? Dothan High's in a punt formation in a kind of an odd-looking punt with a twin on one side instead of two split, which is a little different. But
that's Jason Wright back to punt for the Tigers. Kicking it down here, number 43. Again, that's Mark Roberts. Roberts is going to pick up about 20 on the punt return.
Dothan High didn't do a very good job of covering them. He gave them, and Dothan High is giving them some momentum chances. If they'll take it, Northview will take advantage of it. They're giving them some chances. I don't think Dothan High is playing as hard as they were. They look like to me they're not saying going through the motions because they're playing harder than that, but they don't have the enthusiasm because I think they feel like they've got it in the bag.
If Northview could break a couple here, I think the momentum could change.
It could really give Dothan High some trouble. And double reverse from
Again, that's Bryant with the ball. Picked up a first down. We got a late flag goes down also.
Probably a face mask like you called earlier. That's a double reverse. Give it to Bryant. I think if he'd have broke outside, he might have gone further. Broke in out right there. You know, see on the replay.
Yep.
He come back in a little too quick, but you can't. I'm not knocking that because that's hard running. But if he could have all of a sudden just hopped to the outside, he might have broke that play. Once he cleared the line, you know, and hopped to the left.
There was a face mask at the end of the play there.
I'd like for Northview to obviously score. Let's make this thing a ball game. I want a good ball game.
That's going to add another 15 to the play. So
that must have been a really good grab there.
Pretty good gainer on the play. So Northview's going to have the ball at the Dothan High 33. They're on the move now.
They're running their base offense. They're getting in a do tight end with double wing and motion. And
Coy's got a man wide open. That's Sheriff. He's going down the sideline. He's going to go in and score.
Good job. All that was a bootleg or waggle, and you see tight end coming across. Hit him with it. Great catch. Got a great block right here, and I don't know who made it. Great block right here on 25, right there.
Great block.
That looked like Bryant, but I couldn't tell.
I believe that was.
Like Darquain Bryant. Get him
excellent block.
He's had a heck of a ball game. That guy's a winner. And I tell you what, I told you, Dothan High, they can't take this for granted. They can't come out here and
like we said all night, these Cougars ain't got anything to lose tonight. It's wide open for them. What kind of set we're going to call this, Coach Ferris?
This is the old wash bucket set.
Wash bucket.
Yeah, what I call it. I've never run it exactly that way, but that's pretty good. Puts a lot of pressure on you to see if you're going to kick it or not.
Jackson kicks it up, and it's good.
I tell you what, if we'll see on the replay, that was a bad snap. The guy that held the ball, ever who that is, Holden, I don't know if, did a great job. I don't know if we'll be able to see that on the replay. Well, that's the replay of the touchdown.
Yeah, we're going to see the replay here of the touchdown.
Let's see if we can find out that is Bryant that make that play.
Number 4 would be Bryant, and I think you'll see him coming.
That's Chris Sherry catching the ball. Did we say that? That guy's
that is Bryant.
Yeah. These two guys have played their heart out.
They really have.
They really have played. I tell you what, they're winners in anybody's book. Those two guys are.
Score here at Riphue Stadium tonight. Dothan High Tigers 23, the Northview Cougars 10. You got Jim Boone and Coach Harry Wayne Parrish bringing you this ball game tonight. Exciting ball game here. This is the city championship, we call it, Harry Wayne.
I'm telling you, I'm glad to see Northview score and get up. Let's make a ball game out of this thing now. Here I go repeating this again, but if they'll stop them and get something going, they can make it 23-17, and here we go.
Maybe a little onside kick here. What do you think, Coach Parrish?
It wouldn't be a bad idea if they got one of them. They try another one.
And that's what it's going to be. And it's wide open, and there it is, and Northview's got the ball.
That's really actually 3 they've got. Now this time they kick it to the right side. They've been kicking it to the left.
Goes a perfect 10 yards. Actually, it goes 14 yards. And just a great play by Northview. I think they've been practicing that all week.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful. And they did it different way. They've done it 2 different ways now, and that gives them, something to think about. They're coming back out in their base set again, and they might feel more comfortable in that. They've run it all year.
Got to get McCoy in there, give it to Darquay, and Darquay's wide open. Here he goes down the sideline. They're going to knock him out at about the 24-yard line.
That time they ran the double reverse again, and you see he did the right job of cutting back. Now he cuts back to the right, and here he goes. A minute ago he should have cut back to the left, but this time he cut the way he should go. Got good vision, real good vision, made something happen. And Dothan High's on their heels right now. I'm telling you, they're not. It looks like to me they don't have a lot of enthusiasm. They better gain it back because they might find themselves in a mess.
They're going to spot the ball at the 25-yard line, so Northview's on the move. 1st and 10 at the Dothan High 25-yard line. Again, McCoy's quarterbacking. This time he's going to give it again to Raymond Bryant this time, number 1, and Raymond's going to pick up a couple on the play.
That's the trap, you know, that they've run that several times tonight, and it's a yard or so. Anything to keep, they're just trying to keep them honest and run that a little bit. I wish they'd get back in that polecat. I like that thing. I'd get back and open this thing up again. 2nd and long, it'd be a good time to spread that thing out and let old Bryant play a little game here.
We hadn't seen the polecat second half, I don't believe. We saw the wash bucket down there on the extra point a while ago, but not the polecat. Here we go again with that same tight set.
That's that double reverse. Derek Walker ran it then instead of Jacqueline. He wasn't in there. And they didn't get much yards out of that. Dothan High is kind of used to that thing. They ran this like 4 times here the second half. But puts it in a 3rd and long again, and that's what they're trying to keep from doing, you know. And they're shooting themselves in the foot here. They need to. This will be a big play here, big first down play maybe.
Going to bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Cougars this time. Still staying with that same wing tee, tight set.
Yeah.
This time they're going to give it to Darkway. He's going to go out the left-hand side. He's fighting down. He's not going to get enough to bring up. He's going to bring up 4th and about 4.
All that was a hand sweep. You know, he just handed it to him and tried to beat everybody to the outside. Everybody's kind of closed in, trying to get the outside. He made a great cutback, planted that left foot and turned it up. He got a lot of that on his own. Just did a heck of a play there. Puts him in a 4th and long, you know, and that's this is a big momentum builder here. If they can bust this thing.
Yeah, this would be a biggie here. 4th and 4. 2:52 left in this 3rd quarter here at Rippey Stadium.
They're in that L set.
Cougars going to call for a timeout here. You're watching Northview High School Cougar football. Here we go with Northview's last touchdown here, Wayne, like you said.
Yeah, that tight end coming across, a bootleg or waggle or whatever you want to call it. More like a waggle than a bootleg. The difference is the tight end doesn't come necessarily across. It comes. It's more of a, I don't know, it's hard to explain. But anyway, it's a tight end, great play, great block. And we forgot the quarterback. I mean, he made a heck of a throw.
Yeah.
I didn't even say anything about that, but it was a good play-action play.
We had a penalty on the end of that last play, and they're marking it off. It's against the Cougars, so it's going to bring up a 4th and
oh my goodness,
about a mile.
That really has hurt them. Those penalties on the night have really
have.
They're going to try to kick a field goal. It's going to be a 52-yarder. Going to be a shot here, but he's capable. 52-yarder will be a pretty doggone good kick.
Brian Jackson back to kick, and it's going to be a fake kick. And, he just overthrows him. Darkley Bryant came up with a ball, a holder on the play.
That was a heck of a play there. They had the tight end up the field, and he was way up the field, and it had to be a perfect throw, but he tried to lead him, and here we go, good fake, comes out of there, and there's the tight end up the field. I told you he had to be a perfect throw right over his head, and he threw it a little bit too far.
A little bit too long.
But it was a heck of a play.
Another good trick play by Coach Lauder.
Yeah, I love it. Might have worked. Now they need to stop Dothan High. They need maybe a fumble here or something like that would give Northview some.
You know, the way Northview was covering that play, you kind of think that maybe Coach Addison thought maybe he wasn't going to kick a 52-yard field goal because that guy was covered pretty good.
That's true. They probably were ready for it more than they ran a simple sweep then, and I don't think it was a draw. Let me see what it is. It's just that's called the speed sweep, where you hand it comes down the line, you hand it, you try to beat them to the corner. That's what Florida made famous, Steve Spurrier. That's a speed sweep, and Northview had a hard time defending that play.
Kind of blocking behind there, but you can see it on the replay, but the officials might have missed that one. So here we go with Dothan High, 1st and 10, ball resting on the 50-yard line. Again, they're going to run that sweep to the other side.
Just a draw, it's a draw lead, and here we go. You know, it's Northview's had a hard time. Northview needs to, we see it running a replay here on the thing. You see the lead blocker there, and they're kicking out, leading up in there, and they're knocking Northview off the ball pretty good there. That's not a lot of effort. They need to. I don't see how they could take the momentum away. All they did was miss a field goal. I mean, my goodness, and we're fixing to go in the fourth quarter. Northview ought to be getting fired up here, and really, maybe they will put a halt to all this.
They played a real good third quarter here.
Really have. That's faking the speed sweep and handing the dive play of the thing. That's faking the Spurrier sweep, what I call it, because Spurrier really made that famous, and then handing a dive play, and he's made that play famous. He's ran that play several times on the goal line on people. If you people will watch when the people get man coverage, and they'll run everybody off and hand it off. That's a great play to call on the goal line.
Antonio Hill, number 77, in on the stop that play. Antonio's played a good ball game, a 10th grader for Northview Cougars.
I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see them stop. Now it's 3rd and 3 or 4, and this is a big play here. Let's stop this stuff. They're gonna run that draw again. I guarantee you. Looks like to me they faked it.
They're looking for number 4 out there, who is
Jonathan Mathis. Yeah. I mean, it's a good throw and catch. Dothan High doesn't look as sharp. They faking the draw. Comes out, the quarterback comes out and throws it, and run this quick stop pattern over there. And
Mathis is wide open.
Yeah, just overthrew him. But we were around him, and this is another play here. I don't know if looks like Dothan High is going to punt.
You notice Bracken hadn't been on the field this whole third quarter. Practically, he came out with the leg cramps, and I hadn't seen him back in there.
Got number 14, Jason Wright, kicking, punting the ball.
4th and 3, and they're going to sit there and think about this one. Dothan High is going to take a timeout. You're watching Northview Cougar football, Rip Hughes Stadium.
Dothan High punt now. We got a timeout. Somebody's messed up here on the.
Now Northview called a timeout this time.
Northview needs some momentum again. It's going to the fourth quarter. Got 6 minutes and 9 tenths of a second, I reckon.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. Line up in the going to the fourth quarter, and this is I told you, if they can keep it close. Now you kept it close. Now what you got to do is win. Now you turn your momentum up. You get fired up, and you get them all together and say, hey, now we've kept it this way. Now let's do something about it.
Yeah.
And if they'll do it, they got a chance to having a great ball game and pulling a big upset, biggest upset probably of the year. But they've got 12 minutes to do it.
We'll fix to show here on the replay the onside kick.
Yeah, this is a great onside. You see he's kicking it to the right side. He's been kicking it to the left, if you remember early in the ball game. He kicked it to the right side, and it was a great kick. I mean, a great kick. And you got a big old lineman over there that he's not used to catching that ball. He looks like me trying to catch it. And there he goes. And just look at that, a great hustle. What hustle. Now we need to get something going here with the punt return and get something moving.
4th and 3 here, and they definitely are going to punt the ball, and they're just going to, hopefully it's not going to go in the end zone, and it's a pretty good roll.
Get away from it. 43's.
I don't know what he was doing there around the ball, Mark Roberts.
You got to get away from the ball. If he's not going to catch it, you got to get away from it. Because of not catching the ball, it cost about 20 yards there.
That's going to be the end of the third period here at Rip Hughes Stadium. You got Dothan High Tigers 23 and the Northview Cougars 10. All right, here we go at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Cougars got the ball 1st and 10 on their own 3. Going to give it off to Raymond Bryant. Raymond's going to pick up about 4 on the play.
I couldn't tell if they were in that L set or not. Or they're set that they normally do a double wing set. It might be that L set they ran early in the ball game and picked up about 6-7 yards. Sherry had a good block, looked like there. Good effort.
We'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Cougars. They got to get out of that hole. They're back there in their own end zone, and they got to move that ball out.
Get out and go. They're in that L set. That's what they're in. They're in that L set. And It's a tough set. That's the first time Dothan High stopped it. They ran that same power play, tried to kick out. Dothan High's adjusted. They slid somebody over and adjusted more. Now would be a good time to come back to the split inside or that same thing, or change the formation.
Raymond Bryant again with the ball, and Raymond saying he's got some equipment problem there, so he's going to have to come to the sideline for a minute and get his equipment fixed. Darkway is going to go back in the ball game, and also Walker's going in. Also 32, Hutchins is going in the ball game.
They've got a timeout. I don't know what they've got equipment. I don't know who called the timeout. Northview's called a timeout.
Yeah, Northview's going to call a timeout and talk about it. So Northview is using up all their timeouts here early in the fourth quarter.
I like that. I like that spread set. Get in that doggone polecat and let's go.
I want to see some more polecat. They're back running that tight wing T. You're calling it an L.
It's a different set that he's running. It was an L. It looks like an L. See in the backfield, you got two backs up with the eye back in the back, and it's an offset L because it's not really. You usually have a fullback right behind the center and behind the quarterback. Then you have a tailback behind the eye, and then you have another halfback there beside the old L set. But this is an offset L where they move. They don't really have anybody behind the quarterback. It's two linemen over to the right side. And
they were showing the crowd here. We got a pretty good crowd here at Rip Stadium tonight. Both sides are just about full now.
They're in their double wing set. They run the play action. And beautiful play. Come on.
Get Raymond Bryant right across over the middle, and Raymond's going to pick up a first down. Picks up about 35 on the play.
And that was that play action pass to the same pass they scored on a minute ago. It was a great play. Good block there. That's Fred Duncan down there blocking. It's an outstanding play. That got him out of the hole. Now let's go. Let's get this thing in the end zone. And make this thing a whole different ball game.
They're going to spot the ball on the Dothan High 32, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars at the 32. A lot of movement going on there.
We were in motion. Northview was in motion. Didn't put the hands down. The lineman putting a hand down late for some reason. You can see it. Well, this is the.
This is going to be the. Yeah.
I don't know what that's the legal procedure. That was the play before. That was illegal. I thought he was going to show the big play out of the back when they were backed up down there, the bootleg pass that Raymond Bryant caught, but
that's going to back them up 5 yards. So it's going to be 1st and 15 for the Cougars. Here's a pass play that we were just talking
about.
That's
beautiful. Yeah. You see him coming across, great play. You're going to see a good block right here on the bottom of the screen to the left. That guy turns around, makes a great block. That's the other tight end there. It was Duncan, I believe, who made that play.
Number 83. Yeah, Duncan, Fred Duncan.
And that was the double wing and just a straight dive play. Dive play with the fullback. Here we got a 2nd down and long. Let's see what they're going to do. Maybe they are 2nd and 11. They need to spread it out, or they've got to pick up more yardage in 2 or 3. They're going to run out of time. 9 minutes left in the ball game. They need to take this thing in.
Again, not going to that polecat set, sticking with the basic wing T he's been running all season. Hutchins with the ball, number 32. And Hutchins is going to pick up about 4 on the play.
That's faking the fly pass to the right. You see him faking the fly coming out left and throwing a quick screen. And they got a lead blocker over there. The guy missed his block, but Hutchins did a good job of putting his head down in there and just going after it. That was a good play call. There's no question about that. I like that little play action.
Just need a little more blocking over here on this side.
I think one of the linemen didn't come out there like they should have, but it was 3rd and 8. And that's the only thing about that play. It didn't pick up quite enough. It puts you in another 3rd and long. they've been in third and long earlier backed up down there, and they came out with a great play. Nah, that's what I like to see.
There's old polecat.
Yeah, let's get it and go. Got to have a center.
Flag goes down.
The center didn't come out there on that side. That doesn't matter. 5 yards not going to matter here. You need to get a center out there.
Somebody wasn't in the huddle, Coach, obviously, and so you get illegal substitution.
I think who was the center? Was it Sherry was the center on the? I think Sherry was the center. He was out there. Didn't have another back. Now they got all of them out there. Go ahead and snap it. They got them all. All right, let's go. Better hurry and snap the fly ball. Well, they got Brian out there. They put Mark Roberts there to.
They're going to try to get the ball to Bryant out here.
Roberts didn't quite have the quickness that Bryant had back there, and they changed. He did a great job of trying to get away though. He got away from 2 right there. He should have thrown it right now, thrown it out of bounds or just got rid of it. But it's kind of hard to do when you're struggling like that. Now it's 4th down and
18.
That was a big play for Dothan High. Dothan High made a great series there to stop Northview, and that could be the deciding thing of the ball game.
And they were trying to get the ball to Doc Quay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and they were trying to get the athlete, but I kind of like the way he did it earlier when he had it in his hand to start with.
I did too. I like him running around back there. He's hard to bring down.
I'm not trying to second guess him because he had an idea to get him there. So
we got Jackson back to kick. He's going to kick it down to number 4 for Dothan High. He's at midfield. He's still running, moving around, and number 24 for Northview makes a good tackle. That's Brewer.
Did a good job of covering Northview did, and keeping things spread out, and he did a good job of running. They got Bracken back in the ball game, I see.
That was Jonathan Mathis with the ball that time.
Dothan High is not playing their starting bunch. It doesn't look like, giving them a lot of rest. So I kind of feel like they're just kind of laying this thing up to lead it to the defense to stop them. Dothan High is not, like you said, they don't have their starting receivers in the ball game. They got some young guys, looks like, in there.
Yeah, Brackens is not in the ball game. Give it to number 2. That's Rabbit.
He's not a young guy. He can run.
Yeah.
That guy's got some speed. He's a senior and does a heck of a job running the ball. But as I still say, they've got time. Northview can score in a hurry. You can score and get in the ball game.
Need a turnover here to get the ball back.
They've had some good opportunities tonight to turn this ball game into a winning ball game.
Yeah.
They've kept some momentum. They've done some things real well.
Here we go. Going to give it to Tarbay again.
That's just a straight dive play. That's all that is. That's really what they'd call a zone blocking, where he hands in the ball. If you can kind of watch, everybody picks their man up, and he looks for the hole, and then he cuts, and that's what he did. And that's a pro play. That's what they call in the pros a zone man play. And it's a good football play, especially what Northview's doing. They're doing a lot of one-on-one defense.
Dante Owens made a pretty good stop on the play there, number 19.
They got Bracken back in the ball game.
So I guess we know who they're going to be throwing to. Nope, they're going to run to his side, though. That's Elliott with the ball.
That's that speed sweep again. I told you earlier, Spurrier runs all the time. He hands it off, and Bracken did a good job of blocking out there. You see it right now. The splitting on that side missed the block, and
number 40 just hangs on for dear life. That's Chad Freeman.
Northview did a good job of hustling to the ball. I don't think they've given up the ship. They just need something good to happen.
2nd and 8 for the Tigers. This side, we're going to go to the other side with...
That's that draw again. Cut to the outside. Here we go, that's the best job they've had to defend. That's a lead draw. And he hops to the outside this time, and And that guy made a good play. Who was that Bryant came up and made the play, I think.
Pretty good open field tackle there.
Raymond Bryant came up and make that play. Looks like him. Or it might have been Jaquin Bryant might have did it. One of them got it, came up anyway.
That's going to give them a first down, so they're going to have a 1st and 10 now. Again,
they run that same thing. They run that play left and right and just moving the ball on down the field. They're trying to run that clock off. Coach Addison's doing a good job of taking their time and running the clock down and locking this ball game up. He wants to score with 2 minutes left in the ball game and wind Northview up, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah, 4:19 left on the clock. The clock's running here in the 4th period at Rip Stadium.
He's taking his time. He's telling them when to snap it and running the clock down. I always hated this feeling when I was on the other side.
And the quarterback stumbles and still gets the ball hand off. Pretty good stop there.
There's that zone man to the left that time instead of to the right. The quarterback, like you said, watch him fall. He falls and hands it. I believe he was down there, Boone. Yeah, the referee needs an instant replay of it. I believe he was down. But
another good stop by Chris Sherrill.
He's not in the pros, so you can't call for an instant replay. But like I said, Dothan High's taking their time. 3rd down and short. They're walking out, taking as much time as they can. Just trying to run the clock out.
Again, Rab with the play, and he's going around that right side. They're going to run him out of bounds at about the 3-yard line.
That was just a counter dive zone play, all that was. And same thing they've been doing, kind of. They did it a little bit different, but helped on the outside. Northview hustle, but they look like Northview's kind of going through the motions here toward the end. You see the zone blocking. Everybody's got their man, and he cuts off people. That's all. He's got the good enough vision. Ralph does a good job. He got big vision of finding where to run.
77, Antonio Hill had him behind the line, but he got loose.
And now and then the spread set with an eye and basic eye running the outside lead and great job.
Chris Sherrill again, number 86.
That boy's played a heck of a ball.
Played a real good ball.
What grade is he in? You know?
I don't know what grade he's in.
He's done an outstanding job, though. I mean, he's played hard. You see him come up and make that play. I mean, that looked like a football player right there. That's what I'd say is football player.
And there's Darquay Bryant right there to finish him off if need to be.
Them two have been around some plays. I'm going to tell you, Coach Latta needs to give them the doggone game ball tonight. They've really played outstanding football.
Clock's running 2:10.
Yeah, that's what I told you. He's trying to get it down to 2 minutes, and he'll be happy if he scores with a minute left. He just wants to drag this thing out and wind this ball game up. That's just a sweep there, and here he goes, end zone touchdown. There's Sherry over there coming, trying to get him. Now you see he's the only one that really hustling over there like he was moving, trying to stop.
He came all the way from the opposite side of the field too.
Good effort, great effort. See him in the middle of going to hustle, and somebody got blocked out there. Good blocking by Dothan High's wide receivers.
What a hole run through that time.
That's what Coach Addison wanted to do. He wanted to end this thing up about 2 minutes left in the game, and that was his plan, and he just did it. He took his time to score and didn't try to score in a hurry and just played around trying to get it down there to get the clock down. That made it 29-10, Dothan High School. I believe doesn't it tie up the series now at 14-14?
That's right. Series now will go to 12-12. Northview 12 and Dothan 12.
24 years. It's hard to believe, Boone, that I was part of the first one. 24 years ago. I doesn't seem.
We're not that old, are we?
No, I'm not but 20 years old. I don't know how I could have by that. But I can remember the first one, and I told you earlier I'd like to help. Sometimes I feel like playing for them. I have such a feeling for Northview, but I coached at Dothan High for a few years too. And I think people know that.
And both of you and myself played at Dothan High, so
Right.
it's kind of hard sitting up here looking at Dothan
coach-
High. And
yeah.
you coached at Northview, and
Right. But it's good football, and we got some great memories with Coach McCall and all that, don't we?
we really do.
uh,
It's good to see Chuck McCall, his son, out here
out coaching. Yeah.
help coaching Dothan High
I
Tigers.
can remember when he was presented at the pep rally as a baby. So that,
Remember that well.
but he's not but 10 years old, so I. That's not, but yeah, I can remember that too. I remember the Coach McCall showed it to us. But I told him a minute ago that I had the most fun I ever had coaching with Coach McCall. I mean, with teaching driver education with him at Dothan High years ago. We had a lot of fun. He had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun laughing at him.
Score here, Northview 10 and Dothan High Tigers 30. Minute 58 left in the ball game. Some of the fans are beginning to leave here, Harry
I
Wayne.
see them starting meddling out. The Bobcat and the Cougar, the Cougar and the Tigers getting together and having a fight down there. And, he better get himself out of there. They might be. He's on the wrong side. But,
Okay, here we go with the
here's a
touchdown
play.
again.
Yeah, it was just a sweet play, and pitched it to him, and wide receiver did a great job of blocking a touchdown. Like I said, I think that's Coach Addison just kind of eased down on the field to run the clock out. He didn't throw the ball much. I'd like to see Northview kind of end up strong here and come on down the field with it. 30-10, 2 minutes left in the ball game.
They're going to try another same old kick they tried a while ago. Kind of an onside kick to the lineman, and number 50 is going to cover it up. I think that's Andrews covered up on the ball. So he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, Justin Andrews did a great job there of getting down on the ball and getting on in a hurry. I don't think it's an onside kick. I think he's hitting it hard, trying to just get it past the line of scrimmage, but he didn't do it. And
To prevent some kind of run back, maybe?
yeah, he wanted to run it back. I think Coach Addison's, he's not a kind of guy that runs up the score, so I know that's not what he's doing.
Well, let's see what's left here in the Cougars in these last closing minute and 56 seconds left in the ball game. We're going to end up throwing the ball, looks like. It's going to be batted down by a good defensive play by number 45, Chris Scott.
That's that play action bootleg they've been running. They ran out of the end zone a minute ago, about 30 yards. And this time they knock it down. The quarterback's not very tall, and he didn't really set his feet. And got a little pressure there. Not a very well executed play there in the end.
McCoy's a 10th grader, so he's got a lot of experience tonight.
Oh yeah.
Big
All these
game like
guys have.
this.
They've learned what the Dothan Northview game is, and I hope they learn, how much it hurts. When you don't, almost busted that play there. They was one blocker away. Run the replay on that thing. We can see that there's almost one guy that almost broke it.
That was Walker with the ball.
Yeah, one block, one man away. I don't know if we're gonna get the replay.
Yeah, here we go. Right
here we
here
go.
with the
We'll see.
replay.
We'll watch this right here. He was gone. One guy hit him, and there wasn't nobody left.
Nobody left on this side over here.
Might have broke the last play there. Outstanding. I'd like to see them score here. Take them down with a minute and something left and score.
Bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Cougars. McCoy's back. He's looking deep. And he hits the defender right in the back, and we got a flag that went down. We might get
That's interference.
interference
No
here.
question about it. He was holding on to him over there. I don't think the defensive back really saw it, though. I don't think he was doing it on purpose. It looked like offensive interference there. Play it back. It might have been offense. Offense grabbed his shirt, but he might have did it before that. But according to the replay, at the end of the play, it was offensive pass interference. But now earlier, he might have grabbed his shirt. That's sure right. I was right. I hate I was right.
Here it is again.
Yeah, you can see it. He grabs him. Yeah, he grabs him. Yeah, that was offensive pass interference.
Offense has got hands all over this defender.
I thought it was, I hate I'm right on some things like that. Northview gave a gallant try tonight. I'm going to tell you, they played hard, and
been a tough season for them, but I tell you, they came out here fighting tonight.
Yeah, they did. They did. I hope these young guys take this and go on with it and understand, you know, and remember how all this feels, and we'll go next year and work hard and get the program back like it should be. And because Northview's always had a lot of pride. I think that's one thing that's important. A lot of guys before them started this program that didn't want it to be where they would be have that Cougar pride.
Brendan Hutchins with the ball here. Brendan's breaking tackles, and that's going to turn the ball over. They didn't get a first down, so it's going to give the Dothan High Tigers the ball at about the 40-yard line, 42-yard line, 38-yard line. Get it right in a minute.
Dothan High will probably run the clock out. You know, Addison's got his real young kids in there. Yeah, they're all 9th and 10th graders, looks like. Got a different quarterback.
45 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, he's just going to run it out. Let the ball game be over. Yeah, got in the regular pro set. Missing one player, ain't got a 10 out there. No, he got 11. Got 2. No, he ain't got a 10. Got a 10 players. I don't know if they'll call it. The referee, I didn't notice it. I believe they had just 10 players. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, you can play with 10, can't you?
No, illegal. You can't. You really
it
have
is
a
illegal?
penalty. Yeah, you can't play with him. But you can have many on the line of scrimmage if you want, but you can't play with 10 people. At least I've always had it called on me. Maybe they. Let's see. We got 1, 2. No, he's got 11 out there now. I didn't see one get sent in though. Did you? Maybe I just messed up. Good lead play is all that is. Ball game, fixing to be ball game.
Yep. So, end of the score here at Ripview Stadium. The Dothan High Tigers 30, the Northview Cougars 10. Harry Wayne tightens up the series, like we said. That gives Dothan High 12 wins and the Northview Cougars 12 wins.
That's hard to believe. Over 24 years, it's 12 and 12. I mean,
Yep.
That's amazing. And
It really is.
I'm hoping that Northview young guys will take this as a positive instead of a negative and work themselves in off season and get themselves ready to play next year and get the Cougar pride back where it needs to be. And I think Coach Addison is a great coach at Dothan High, and they're fortunate to have him. And Dothan and Northview could be the same way. It should be 2 great football programs in our city. And we've had we've had it times where it's been like that. And I hope it gets back to that point. I think
and I'm sure it will.
Yeah, and I think the Board of Education and the superintendent and the city needs to get behind that, because that's important to
Good looking look
Yeah.
out on that field when you got both schools out there
Yeah.
shaking hands. These boys have been playing with each other probably all the way through recreation ball, all the way up through high school.
You look at all the participants here. You got all the people that's part of the band. You're talking about 100 each. You're talking about another 60 or 70 players. You're talking about 300 or 400 people, and then all the people that are here, and you know, it's in all the different things that people are part of this program. And Dothan's been known for this sport, and I hope everybody, like I said, I worry about Northview on anything, but get the Cougar pride back, and Coach Latta's trying awfully hard. I think that's the kids have got to feel it, and maybe this is a good feeling for them, a bad feeling but a good feeling.
Yeah.
Because I can remember the last time Dothan High beat us, I worked for 12 months to get ourselves ready to go get them again. You know, and that's all I thought about was getting them.
Yep. I've enjoyed doing this ball game with you tonight, Harry Wayne.
I have too, man.
It's been a lot of fun. We'll have to do it again next year.
Yeah,
This
it'll
is
be a
going to be the
pleasure,
last
yeah.
game for Northview anyway, and Dothan High will now go on to the playoffs. And we heard tonight they'll be playing McGill-Tulane over
And I
in
think
the
they'll
Mobile
have a
area.
good playoff run. They're a good football team. They beat Cairo, Georgia, and I know a lot about them. And Dothan High's had an outstanding year. And like I said, Coach Addison should be commended. And I hope and wish them well in the playoffs. Like I said, I played at Dothan High and coached at Dothan High, so I don't hate Dothan High. Nothing like that. I think it's just wishing them and Coach Golden, and you know, we're close friends, and now Chuck McCall's over there. Lord help. We got to do nothing but pull for him.
So we're going to wind it up here. We're going to leave you at Ripview Stadium. This is Jim Boone and Coach Harry Wayne Parrish. We've been bringing you Northview Cougar high school football here at Rip Hughes Stadium. Good night.